That's my
I had to
response.
throw you up. You know you would
What?
do the same thing to me.
What?
Throw me under the bus?
Yeah, for bananas.
There you go. I hate it. I hate it so much.
He doesn't like bananas.
I don't like bananas.
Bananas are
Well,
delicious.
yeah, you deep throat enough of them.
Adam, why did you make that face? People, screenshot it. Do your work. I let this nasty cave creature bust in me, and now I'm gonna have its ugly baby.
I hit
tried.
spacebar. It's finished.
Oh, there we go. My
There you
tranny
go.
banana.
Bananas in the chats.
Yeah.
They're posing with it.
The Odyssey had a tranny banana.
Guys.
The Odyssey had a tranny banana.
No, it did not have a tranny banana. That
Yes, it did.
particular tranny banana is missing a tranny banana.
No, she has one made of lunch meat.
No, as far as I'm aware, she does not have a tranny banana.
Okay, I haven't done that research. I was just simply trying to.
From what I've been told, she does not have a tranny banana. Oh God,
we're starting so strong
right now.
Because I wanted to ruin it for everybody.
Oh God,
Adam's
I'm
good at that.
We're all in
fucking
pain.
exhausted, and this is how you start this shit.
Hey, listen, yeah, Jed just said I am the king of awkward transitions these days. And
You're the king of something. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, I'm in pain from this stupid movie. You're in pain. Jed's in pain.
I'm not in pain because of the movie.
I've been working on my review from the moment I woke up to now. My review was an insane monolith. I am dead inside.
Well, that happens, when you work on something that's over an hour long. That usually happens.
Yeah,
so
that's
that's
my
on
own fault,
you.
to be fair.
Yeah, that's on you, not me. But anyways, welcome guys to the Tryhards, where we're gonna have a weird one tonight. I think we'll probably just talk about the Odyssey the entire time, and then wrap it up because I'm fucking exhausted. I know Adam's fucking exhausted, and Jed, I don't know what Jed's feeling.
His soul
right
is
now.
dead. He's exhausted.
He is dead inside.
What soul I had left refused to go to Hades after this.
Yeah,
I don't blame you, but I have a reason for being exhausted. I had to work fucking late today, so there's that. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna talk the Odyssey. I already said that, but this fucking movie. Let's do intros. Then we'll go around and just basically give our general thoughts before we just dive on into it. If we have time, I have some other topics as well. But first and foremost, Adam, what are you doing?
I'm relaxing, enjoying my time here. I'm going. Listen, I took most of the week off to do a 12 Monkeys rewatch, which had me in a very good mood until I had to stop it to watch this fucking movie. Then I went
Should
back
I
to it and
watch it?
felt happy again. Oh, I think you'd like 12 Monkeys. They get
I've
time
never
travel
seen
right.
it.
I think you'd like it. I think a great cast. Good. This is the third time I've watched it all the way through. Good. The original watch when I first got it, I rewatched it,
Is it
and
connected
then
to the movie, like Stargate, or reboot?
it's loosely based on the movie. It's its own
Okay,
thing.
it's not a continuation. Okay.
No. It's its own thing. Much better than the movie. I don't like the movie. This is much better. So I mean, it's only 4 seasons, 40 episodes, 39, 40 episodes. I blew through it again in 3 days, which is what I did this week because I needed to take a break, needed to clear my head because I knew this movie was going to happen this week. I knew this movie was coming, and I thought I need to be in a good place, and I was glad I did.
I was not expecting this movie to be the level of discussion it
Well,
truly
here's
is.
the
I'm
thing.
not gonna lie on that one.
I agree with you. Supergirl went over like a wet fart. This thing is the giant steamer in the middle of the sidewalk that everybody's actually stopped to look on and go, ew, if you're smart. If you're smart. Listen, if you like this movie, fine. But if you give this movie a 10 out of 10, you're brain damaged. There's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you say you like the
If you
music
take
in
it
this
that
movie,
far.
if you say you like the music in this movie, there's something wrong with you.
So there's something wrong with Angry Joe, right?
There's a lot wrong
Well,
with Angry
yeah.
Joe.
Now the big question here: would you rather rewatch Supergirl or The Odyssey? I think Supergirl's the worst movie, probably, but
It
which
ends
would you rather
faster.
rewatch?
It ends faster. I'll watch
I would rather
Supergirl.
watch Supergirl, 100%. Because
Supergirl, I
yeah,
can turn my brain off. I see this.
Mm.
I sit here, watch this movie, and I didn't get angry with Supergirl. I'm just annoyed that it exists. I actually feel disgust when I watch The Odyssey.
I'm a little torn because on one hand, there's fuck, I just saw Shapiro give it a 9 out of 10. LOL. Please say no. Please tell me you're trolling right now.
So
on
fucking
one
what?
hand,
He loved
Supergirl
Rise of
is-
Skywalker.
That's also
Gives
true.
a fuck
But
what Shapiro
Supergirl's an atrocity. But I think I could find some humor in this. I don't know which one I would pick. I'm actually struggling. They're both bad. They're that bad.
You know what the difference is? Once Supergirl failed, everybody gave up that ghost real quick. It disappeared. What we're going to experience now with the Odyssey, with those who are, and this is no offense to Jed, who likes older Nolan stuff, who appreciates older Nolan stuff, those who are brainwashed by Nolan and who are brainwashed that Nolan could do no wrong. This shit's going to drag out for weeks right now, these conversations. This ain't going away in 2 weeks, even though this movie will go away in 2 weeks once Spider-Man arrives, because, yeah, it's going to eat its breakfast, lunch, and dinner all the time. This movie stops making money as soon as Spider-Man comes out. This conversation about this movie is not going to go away because it's Christopher Nolan. Sick of this shit. But hey,
Tell us how you really feel, you know.
No.
Nope, bad take. Even without the BS casting, they totally shit can the main themes. Pride and disobedience is punished. Yeah. We'll talk about, don't worry, we'll be talking about a lot of this. Jed, I'm sure you loved the Odyssey. I'm sure you enjoyed this a lot, right?
Oh, I am probably
it's not
the
like
most.
You're a Grecian fan or anything.
I'm definitely the most biased person when it comes to this film. The way I say it is I'm a sea of bias. Christopher Nolan, up to this point, has been my favorite modern director. The Odyssey's my favorite book. I love Greek mythology. No, not the Roman retelling crap. They hate the Greek myths, so stop using their source material. But so when this movie was announced, I was ecstatic. Adam remembers how over the moon I was at that time. But no, I hated this movie.
I said, be careful.
You warned me. You did. I should have listened. But in different news, today, when I was making my review, of course, I finally got a break while I was uploading it to YouTube and waiting for the copyright check, right? So I was hanging out with my wife, watching Hulu, when, did you guys know this? They're making ads for actors now.
What?
I watched a 2-minute advertisement for Zendaya. I'm not even kidding. It was just like,
Stream over.
oh,
Stream over. We're done.
I've always had a hard time doing this because I never had direction in how to tackle the challenges of the filmmaking industry. And it just talks about her movies, everything she's done.
Disney star.
It talked about that. And then the last few seconds, it cuts to sponsored by Rolex. She didn't wear Rolex, didn't talk about Rolex, had nothing to do with Rolex. It was a 2-minute advertisement for Zendaya sponsored by Rolex. It was one of the most bizarre things I've ever seen. And she needs it because she can't act worth shit.
Blank.
This is the year of Zendaya.
Wooden plank, both in body and mind. She has no boobs.
We still have more Zendaya this year, though. We have a lot more.
It's only going to get worse with her. She was barely in this movie.
That's true.
With Zendaya, we're not even talking about her in the movie right now. We're just talking about her as an actor. Hollywood has this weird hard-on for her. She's not overly offensive. She's just bland. She is beige. She looks beige, but
what they did with their character was offensive. But yeah, she was a non-entity.
Yeah,
so I couldn't be mad at her.
I'm more talking about how she is in Hollywood in general.
Well, here's the thing with Zendaya in Hollywood. She's a manufactured thing. She was run through the Disney machine, taught to overact as a child. Because if you ever saw that show she was on, which I when I still had Disney Channel and thing, I
overact and then forgot how to overact.
That's the thing. They taught her to overact as a child, and then she got another show where she was a spy, where she was some sort of super spy family, and continued to overact, and then suddenly not to act at all. So she never learned to actually be any sort of a thespian, any sort of
but she can
an actress.
Sing.
No.
She has rap music though, because she black.
Listen,
I think
whatever Tom Holland sees in her, good for him. Both of you take your money.
She seems nice in real life. I don't have anything against her. Listen, she's good with marketing.
She's never said anything to make me hate her. I just don't want to see her because she's not a good entertainer.
No,
that's my thing. That's my thing. I have no beef with her, just like I have no beef with Tom Holland. None at all.
What if Zendaya had a pair of double Ds? Would you like her then?
Her face still doesn't move.
Yeah, but
no one's gonna notice when she gets Botox.
Listen, titties add something. Titties add something to the equation.
They do add personality.
A little bit. I know, Dermot, you're probably gonna watch Dune 3, right? But Adam, are you?
I
have no interest.
Right, no, I'm going to have to so that I can have a responsible conversation during that period of time. I'm not going to watch it right away.
I didn't know if you just given up.
No, listen, I'm not going to review it. No, that I am not going to review because that will come back and bite me in the ass. Because too many people drink that Kool-Aid. Like the Nolan.
I saw so many people saying Denis Villeneuve is who people think Nolan is. It's like, they can both suck. It's okay.
I mean, here's the primary reason why I'm not going to do the Dune one, because last night when I did my first review, the first of our many discussions with this movie, I was able to keep it calm. I'm able to keep calm, collected, and not get too animated. I do the Dune review, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm going to yell too much, and it's going to come off that I'm just some sort of.
All right, what's the super chat tier to make a Dune review?
How much?
$500.
No, come on.
In what period of time?
Oh man!
Like the month of November to give you time.
Well, the movie doesn't come out till December.
So. That's what I mean. Like it's partway through December though, and with Christmas.
I don't want to. Dude, this never works out
between
well for
now
me.
And then.
No, listen.
I'm trying to help you, Adam. You're moving right now. I'm being nice.
Here's the thing.
He's helping you grift. Come on,
yeah, but here's the problem. I either grift and nothing happens, or I grift too low, and then the payoff is not enough for my suffering.
I mean,
the problem.
It's a win-win.
Yes, we get something to laugh at, and you get to hurt yourself and get money.
Yeah,
you're paid for it.
Yeah.
Be a good little whore.
You can clip that. Anyway.
I will be. I will be clipping that.
Write it down.
Add that to my soundboard. Just gonna randomly press Jen saying "Be a good little boy."
I listen.
This is
There's
what
a
I
lot
offer.
of time between then. Next on our plate is Lanterns in 4 weeks.
Well, next
So-
on our plate is Spider-Man, then Lantern.
No, I'm not reviewing Spider-Man.
No?
No, because it's low-hanging fruit, and no one's going to want to care about the review of Spider-Man. They're just going to want to watch and talk about it. I'm not going to review Spider-Man. That's not happening.
I don't know many people who will be reviewing it who know the comics as well as you.
I know the comics. I won't say that I'm any sort of expert on the comics.
Yeah, but
it's
it's higher than average.
higher than average. I guess. Good way to
I
put
think
it.
Spider-Man.
I don't know.
You're above average, mate.
Definitely.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you. But before we do like a general thought, before we get into like the deep discussion, let me say hello because we do have some super chats to get to. Shout out to chat. You guys are already killing it. But from Frostfang with a $10. Shout out, buddy. I would do the funny little thing that I do on OBS, but you can't really hear it here. Like there's no audio. You just see it. There's no real point to it. So there's that. But he says, they say that people who hate the movie or have
dissonance
about it are dishonest in their reviews. Same people who seem to be Nolanites and wanted to give this 10 out of 10. Nolanites are the most toxic. Well, they're called Nolan bros, honestly, okay? And they are fucking
I could call it.
Nolanite sounds better.
I said Nolan, but I like Nolan Bros too because probably thing is it gets too close to Snyder Bro. That's the problem. My problem with that one.
I could get that. The thing is like I
think Nolanites flows like Guntard, Snyder Bros. These are things that flow.
Everybody needs their own thing.
Yeah,
not the same thing.
The thing though with the Nolan guys, they are out in force.
They're obnoxious
or they have that dick so far down their fucking.
Oh, how about this?
I'm basically a Nolanite, but I had no idea it was this bad. Like the people who support him, I had no idea they have his dick so far down their throat.
Oh,
I never saw this part of the culture.
Oh, but
a lot of them have a shrine to him. You know, they have little vials of semen and they pray to him every single night. Like Jeremy.
Stop. No. So I came across a Hollywood Reporter article. They ranked all 13 of his movies, major movies, including this. They gave it number 2 on that list after The Dark Knight.
I've been seeing a lot of people put this up as number 1, 2 through 3.
What?
It makes no sense.
Nolan Knots? That's a good one too.
I do like that one.
But here's the thing, and it's not a question I think we should answer right now. We need to let things calm down a little bit. But why are they so desperate to protect this movie?
Because it's Nolan.
But is there more to it with that? I mean, I don't know if we want to answer that right now. Maybe let that one simmer. But I think that's a serious question. There seems to be since this movie came because Jed, you noted about this last week. Nolan himself was up front defending this movie, which he never does.
I've never seen him do that. And even with Tenet had some backlash. There's plenty of legitimate criticism of Tenet. I like the concept, but the movie's trash in most every other respect.
That's the thing. There's been an inordinate amount of protection for this movie before it come out and now having come out. I mean, listen, Thursday night, 17.5 million. Good job. But the predictions haven't moved.
Well,
projections
with that
moved.
17 million, did you know that's well below Fantastic Four's opening Thursday last year?
Really?
Yeah.
And that flopped.
It did.
Well,
that one got about like 550, a little under 550.
That had the same break even as this movie, around 600, 700.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with this movie. We still got a ways to go.
Yeah,
I still think it's going to be 800 to 850, but
we're going to know in 48 hours. We will know in 48 hours.
We need to see the opening weekend and then the second week drop off because it has 2 weeks to make money. It'll still, of course, keep going, but Spider-Man's coming for its lunch.
Spider-Man.
Listen, Spider-Man.
I have the Asian woman singing Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2 stuck in my head now.
I've said this to you guys in private, and I'm saying it now for the first time live, and I'll say it again on Sunday on Roundtable. Spider-Man's Thursday is going to be 30 million plus. it's gonna dwarf this. It's gonna say, hey, you go, that's nice. Go sit at the kids' table. This is for the big boys. Go sit at the kids' table.
And it
No,
has a lot of the same actors, you know.
several indeed. But so no, Spider-Man is gonna be a true summer blockbuster. This is something we've seen going on around. Let's talk a little more box office before we get into this. People are trying to pretend that these low domestic numbers, they tried it with Supergirl. They tried it with what was the last one before that? Shit. I'm losing. Oh, they tried it with Mando Grogu.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I
They
keep forgetting that movie exists.
Mando and
well,
Grogu had similar Thursday previews as well.
yeah, but Mando
Man,
Grogu topped out at 84 on its premiere. And this
Mhm.
one's aiming for a 9100 right now. So,
Mando and Grogu was a movie that actually existed. I keep
yeah.
forgetting that thing happened.
Yeah, and so did Masters of the Universe that existed too.
I mean, Master of the
But that was
Universe,
always
I
going to
still
flop.
remember.
It was always going to flop. That was never going
Don't
to
remind me.
those ridiculous.
Don't
Point is though, we are this summer everybody has tried to temper the expectations of what a domestic opening weekend looks like. And now that this one might get 100 million, oh, it's great. No. Oh, it's Nolan's biggest. Isn't that what they do? Whenever something doesn't quite hit a real thing, they make up a term for, oh, it's the biggest thing here, biggest thing there. I saw one earlier when I was doom scrolling before the show. Some other random thing. This is the biggest thing for Nolan on this there, biggest thing for this type of movie ever. It's they make up and say, oh, the biggest premiere on a July 17th on a Friday in history. They make shit up to try and sound like it's doing great, but if we line everything up, 90 to 100 million for a domestic opening, I don't care if it's Nolan's biggest ever. When your break even is $750 million, you ain't climbing that mountain. You're going to slip on the shit and tumble into a valley and die.
It's
But I
okay to
still
be
think-
niche. Embrace your nicheness, just like Robert Eggers is doing.
I was about to say the same thing. Just be like Robert Eggers and do your own thing. Okay, it's okay to do that. You're not gonna.
250 is way too big of a budget for
Oh, this-
Nolan. Period.
125 million marketing. We know that's true now. Remember last week I said 150. I wasn't that far off. I was not that far off.
We be in a bad way, but let me get through these other super chats and then we'll get into the stuff. But we also have Frostfang with another $5. I'm not gonna press the applause because we have so many of these to go through right now. So thank you, buddy. Says funny enough, Morgan, I'm writing a dark fantasy of how a parallel Roman Empire overtakes a Greek state as a hero and says how much their culture sucks.
Hey, good on you for writing. Good. I'm all
Oh.
for the Iron Age, and that is accurate to the Roman perspective. They took what they wanted from Greek mythology and then made fun of the rest.
He said Morgan, and my brain entirely fried. And then it didn't dawn on me until afterwards that your last name is Morgan.
Yep.
It's been a day, guys. We also got Westward Smile with a $2. Says happy Friday, boys. Happy Friday, Westward Smile. And again, Frostfang with another $5 says another reason for Tenet. COVID covered for it, and Twitter was still under woke imperial regime. They now blame the chuds for free speech.
Oh.
Well, I'll give Tenet this. Yes, COVID did play a part into why Tenet do so well, but also I don't like. That was still pre-Nolan thinking that his shit don't stink. His audio mixing was shit, but there's a lot.
All right.
There's a lot
Well,
that
also
goes
with
there.
that film is why he stopped making movies with Warner Brothers. I don't know if you guys know that. He was famously a Warner Brothers guy until Tenet, because they didn't want to put Tenet in the theaters. It's like COVID is going on. No one will come watch it. It will be a flop.
Starring Christopher Nolan.
We'll wait. We either have to wait or put it out on digital. And he says, no, it's in my contract. I demand to go into theaters. And that fight blew up to such a degree that he refuses to work with them ever again. And in that deal, I think he lost Hans Zimmer in that deal. That's my personal opinion, but I think there was a schism there. Either Han is too busy with Warner Brothers stuff or something else. I just feel like
That
there's a
might be it,
reason
because,
why
well, now
they
he
stopped
has an
doing stuff together.
Now he has an acolyte of Hans Zimmer who was supposed to be Hans Zimmer's more or less heir apparent, and
Dog shit.
Remember the last time we had an heir apparent in Hollywood? J.J. Abrams, how'd that turn out?
Warner Brothers
that was
gave him $500 million and he never made anything.
and now he puts that stuff out on Amazon.
But I want to say one thing, though. Talk about the chuds. What I've been seeing for most of today, and I mentioned this stuff I said to you guys in private earlier today, as soon as those user reviews for Rotten Tomatoes appeared, a whopping 500 people reviewed it. 96%. Take that,
Verified.
chuds. Take that, chuds.
Oh, great. The Nolan bros who suck Nolan's dick and verified their accounts with Fandango that they went and saw the movie said the movie's great.
And why would I change my opinion based on popularity? It's the appeal to consensus fallacy. It's a legitimate logical fallacy in an argument. Actually counter the arguments that I'm saying. Yeah, as soon as you drop to ad hominems, you have no argument. There's no substance to the counter arguments for this film.
Part of it also boils down to, like, they just can't accept that somebody else disagrees. And we're not going to dive deep.
It's immature and intellectually lazy.
The Polyphemus stuff, everything. I'll just take the look of Polyphemus. I hate the look of Polyphemus.
The vagi.
I see so many people, the vagi. And
I didn't notice his nose was rotated too. In the promotion material, I never noticed that until in theater.
Zoom in until the movie. It zoomed in,
yeah,
and you got a real good look at his face, and it was just
his whole.
And it couldn't move properly. Like when it was checking them crawling out, it's
that
just
arm just moving up and down.
And I still think, even with that awful movement, he'd be able to tell the difference between some straw, scuttering weird sounds, hooves, and wool.
Yes.
And Nolan thought it was cheesy to hang underneath the sheep, so he's like, I'm going to tie straw to their backs instead.
We got to get into this.
Okay, we got to get into this. So I'm gonna say a lot of people here already know my thoughts on it. This is general without going too deep into it. It's the meh film I've seen for a long time. Christopher Nolan is very pretentious in this. It's bland. I could see some stuff that, and when I say this is not me giving praise to the movie. I could see some of the themes, some of the acting, and some of the storylines working in another film entirely, not the Odyssey. If I wanted to see a PTSD flick or something about guilt and all that, I would go somewhere completely different, not the Odyssey. That's my general thing. Adam, you go, and then we'll do Jed, then we'll dive deep into it.
As I said in my review, which went up earlier today, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I find nothing redeeming in this. And people to say, oh, there are good things in this. I don't see it. I see a movie that is poorly cast from top to bottom. And we're not even talking about Lupita Nyong'o and Ellen Page. They are the tip of the iceberg. They are the symptoms of that let us know that the core of this thing is poisoned. The casting is all wrong. The performances were god awful. Nobody stands out on screen. Nobody is gravitas. Combine that with a shitty narrative with shitty modern day dialogue, and you combine what I call pedestrian cinematography. I've seen Nolan do good cinematography. There is nothing special about this. Oh, but you see these shots and they look like shit. Everything's pale and drab. There's no life in this. It's soulless. You have a soulless soundtrack. And then on top of everything, you have this nightmare of editing that this movie is. Cut. It's like a bad YouTuber edited video where you do bad jump cuts every 5 seconds. There is nothing about this movie that draws you in. And I'm not even getting to the DEI bullshit. I stayed away from that. That's for tonight and for Sunday when we talk about this shit. I don't need Asians on my Greek ship. Oh, I'm sorry, Asians on my Greek Viking ship. I don't need brown people and black people who don't belong in that part of the world.
But they're Greeks.
I know.
I don't
exactly.
I don't need every time we find a woman in this freaking movie to start going on some sort of feminist wine agenda. They all have a speech. Every one of them. They all got a speech.
One woman did not go on a feminist wine agenda.
Yeah, she was like this to her husband. I
was talking about Elliot Page.
Oh, well, she got her lunch meat penis cut off. Anyway. And then on top of everything, you have the complete disrespect to one of the greatest epic mythological fantasy classics in literature history. It is a foundational piece of art. And Nolan took it, rubbed his dick on it and his balls and said, hey, look what I did. No. As I said before, I said again, his reach exceeded his grasp. I said this a year ago. Jed was there. Nolan cannot do fantasy. That is not in his wheelhouse, and it has been proven. He cannot do this. This movie was a mistake. And I think eventually it's going to go down in history as a mistake once the Nolanites, once their throats dry up and they can't lubricate it anymore, they're going to not have a voice, and rationality will take hold.
Well, I mean, if they deep throat it long enough, eventually their vocal cords will give out, so they won't be able to speak at all.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, for that day.
Oh, for that day. But Jed, general thoughts before we go deeper into it. What are your what are you thinking? You know, it's not like you ever put out Greek mythology books and Greek mythology.
No, I'm not a published author with Greek mythology work. No, not at all. But I have a lot of thoughts with this film. I have an hour-long review that's out there if you want my thoughts in greater detail. But I don't really disagree with Adam on anything. There are a couple things that I think people could enjoy. If your sole enjoyment of a movie is cinematic technology and this tech demo of IMAX cameras appeals to you, I can get why you'd enjoy it. But then the story, characters, and aesthetics don't live up to that. So at best, I can see people giving this like a 6 out of 10. People giving a 10 out of 10s are abjectly delusional, in my opinion. There is so little care put into the plot, the characters, things are contradictory. Like the scene where Antinous pulls the death lot, they do a few different versions of it, and it doesn't actually make sense. When you think about it in more detail, what was Odysseus trying to do? He's like, Antinous draws the lot. He's like, I don't want it. Here, you take it, Sinon. And then Sinon takes it. And in other exposition scenes, we find out that somehow Antinous was bribing Sinon's father, or Antinous' father was bribing Sinon's father to make him take it. And Odysseus swoops in and is like, I will not let this injustice happen. Here, I'm going to make Sinon go.
It's a fan fiction story inserted into this movie, into the story in general.
Because it's fan fiction of fan fiction. Because Sinon is exclusively a Roman character, a Roman telling of the story character. And then Antinous, it's the modern day Hollywood thing. The villain has to be intertwined into the hero's backstory for him to be scary. So they wrote in this scene. It's a copy of a copy. So of course you lose definition with that. And yeah, the disrespect to the mythology, the contradiction of, in a time of apparent magic, they think it's Poseidon. What do you mean, apparent magic? We have monsters. We see monsters. We see the dead walk, drink blood, and communicate with us. It doesn't make any sense. It's constantly contradicted. Am I out of sync?
I don't think you are. It might just be a YouTube or Restream issue.
You're fine now.
Listen, guys. Restream sucks ass.
It does. But the last thing I want to say is the most disrespectful thing I saw in this film was the sea people thing. So this is a major spoiler. Are we okay talking about spoilers?
Yeah.
Go ahead and talk about it. I have no problem.
We're about to get into spoilers.
Yeah. So the part that I hate most about the film is how they change Odysseus' whole story leading up to the end. Because the ending is different than in the poem. In this version, Odysseus isn't the epic hero, the wise, wily, and hubristic character that we know and love, who has to be beaten down a little bit for his hubris to come home and really earn the title of hero that he got in Troy. Instead, he's depressed, he's got PTSD, grief drives him, but not because of anything that he specifically did besides the Trojan Horse itself.
He was told to have it. He was told to have guilt and grief.
Yeah. Oh, God. And the fact that the film says, hey, we broke the law of Zeus by doing the Trojan horse, which, by the way, if that's somehow true, then the Trojans broke it first by not inviting people into the city when the Greeks showed up. So that doesn't make any sense. But Odysseus, because he did that, all the other Greeks are like, hey, it's totally fine to break the Zeus's law. Nothing happened to Odysseus. So they start rampaging, being Vikings everywhere because, yeah, there was no raiding or pillaging before the Trojan horse. Never. And they explicitly say it is going to be the fall of the Bronze Age. How do they know what the term Bronze Age is? That's like...
They're in the Bronze Age.
They're in the Bronze Age. The comparison... That's insanity. All right, that's it's several hundred years off, I think. But he also says the Dark Ages are coming. The Dark Ages aren't for another like 1500
And how the fuck
years.
you know what the Dark Ages are even called?
So yeah, historically it makes no sense, but it makes Odysseus the villain, perhaps one of the biggest villains in human history. If this is true, what the film tells us, he brings down Greek civilization. Antiquity falls because of Odysseus, so he is the villain of the story and has to be exiled at the end after breaking the Zeus's law once again. So he didn't actually learn his lesson.
I
I
don't
want to.
get the story at all. Like the Zeus's
Alright.
law thing has
It's
not
retarded.
just
It's
doesn't
retarded.
make
Zeus's
sense
law.
to me.
Zeus's law. Zeus's law.
Zeus's law.
Zeus's law.
Zeus's law was a thing to a certain
course.
extent,
Hospitality.
but it was hospitality. It was a two-way street though. Both parties respected it, and if both parties didn't, you're more than justified into throwing people out of your house. The main reason why Telemachus didn't want to kill all the suitors beyond, his inability to do so initially is because he was worried about the suitors' families taking revenge. So in the book, that's solved by Odysseus, Telemachus, and Athena presenting herself as Athena, slaughtering them all. When the suitors' family heard that their family members were dead, they were initially going to burn the palace down. And then they heard, Athena helped kill our family members? Let's just take a step back. We'll forget that this ever happened. So by removing the gods, he created a plot hole and then created the sea people to fix it, thereby making Odysseus the villain of the Odyssey.
There's just two things I want to go to this. First, it's the closest thing you just mentioned. Nolan could not help himself to bait and switch with the gods. We spent a year knowing Zendaya's playing Athena, saying, "Oh, Nolan's going to give up the ghost, and he's going to put mythological fantasy stuff in this." No, sorry, it's just a delusion that you have from your grief, your guilt, and as Jeremy put it, your PTSD from the sacking of Troy, which I would now like to talk about here. I've been waiting to talk about this.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, Jed, we just watched Troy a week ago, which was a pretty good adaptation, Achilles notwithstanding, of the sacking of Troy. How a legitimate...
The sacking itself,
what I mean from a legitimate Trojan horse that looks like something they slapped together and left behind for what they had. Not this clay thing with a hatch and then buried in the beach where they're all...
How did they bury it?
I don't...
Why did they bury it? Why did they put it in the tide?
I'm saying the whole essence of the Trojan horse in this doesn't feel like shit. Why leave somebody out there to guard it too?
To convince them that it was a gift. And that's more Roman fanfic. So yeah, that's why Sinon was included. The Romans decided it was stupid that they left the horse there. So they left Sinon to convince the Trojans that it was actually a gift. But they also said in the Roman version that it was a gift to Athena. That's not in Homer. It's not a gift to Athena. What makes sense is the horse is the symbol of Poseidon. Poseidon made horses. So it is a offering to Poseidon for a safe journey home. The Trojans look at it and say, hey, that's an offering for them to have a safe journey home. Let's take it and try to curry favor with Poseidon so he won't protect them. It's pretty obvious when you read Homer. But they used the Roman fanfic that actively despises the Troy and the Greek civilization. And I get Roman society had a lot of great benefits. I'm not just hating on Roman society, but they took what they liked about Greek history and then mocked everything else. And I don't like that aspect of it.
The Trojan horse representation movie is dog shit. We sat in there for 3 days in our own piss and shit and lost people. What?
And we drowned. We had people drowned on us.
So,
yeah,
and we had to listen to Sinon die. So there's that. And then once they're in the city, that is the worst I've ever seen of getting the gates of Troy open. And also, those walls were not very impressive. Those walls of Troy, you could have gotten some ladders over that shit easy.
Before
Dude,
we do that,
it made me want to watch the Battle of Helm's Deep.
Yeah, I just watched it a couple days ago. I was
Before
happy.
we do the interior of Troy, question to the panel: if you have this giant wooden thing that you just
I wasn't wood.
would you?
I wasn't wood.
Whatever. Well, it was wood and something. Who knows? It was strong enough to stab.
It looked like bronze.
It was
but...
weak enough for them to stab a sword through. Okay, because that's my big question here. Would you stab it to make sure that it's hollow outside the city or inside the city?
Outside the city.
Outside the city?
Yeah, so why did they wait until it was deep inside the city to start stabbing it to make sure that it's empty?
Because Nolan's an idiot. That's my answer.
I had a lot of moments like that I've
But that
seen.
whole sequence, they get out and they lays the guards are alarmed. How is the Trojan army not all over them? But they come in dribs and dribbles and drips and drabs. Whereas, as just to use the recent one we just looked at the other weekend, Troy, they easily got the gate open, and then the entire Greek army just spilled in. The entire Greek army said, "No, we have to see Agamemnon look like a badass." So people
Hey,
saying Agamemnon
he
looking like
looked-
a badass, shut the
He
fuck
was
up.
pretty
I'm sorry.
badass there.
But no, he's not a
was pretty
badass. Looks
No,
stupid.
he was Darth Batman.
It was
so
so bad, man, but it's
cringy.
still pretty badass to be the guy that leads the people in, walking in like a badass while you're.
It was so cringy.
You might think it's cringe, but it's badass. I will say that.
No,
I
it's
will
not.
defend that.
Adam, I have an answer to your question. Why the Trojans took so long to get ready? They had to carve out their cardboard helmets.
Those helmets, the armor. Just another example of how everything looks wrong in this. But watching that sequence of getting the door open was ridiculous. The fact because the guards were alerted, they were getting attacked. There's no way they're getting that door open with that much time taking it.
And they didn't have steel hinges. I don't know if you saw that. They were steel hinges. It was probably hard to tell in the version you guys saw, but it's called the Bronze Age for a reason. Do you guys know why it's called the Bronze Age?
Bronze. Yeah.
Because they didn't know how to make alloys yet, so there's no such thing as fucking steel.
But Adam, have you considered that Odysseus had the power of music on his side, and during that sequence, you had the drumming just going louder.
This fucking soundtrack.
It fucked up the Trojans.
Dude, every song in the soundtrack was the same 3 notes repeated. If we were lucky, the repetitions got quicker, and there'd be a random blare in it. Between the sound design, which I'm sure we'll get to, and the music, there were 4 separate occasions where I had to plug my ears because it actively hurt. The music was a big part of that. In
the climactic fight where they're supposed to slaughter the suitors, that incessant drumming was like a dull needle going into my temple.
I know I was watching the screen through that entire sequence, just dealing with the suitors. I don't remember what the fuck happened. All of a sudden, things started happening, and
bad choreography happened, Jeremy.
I watched.
You're talking about the end?
The suitors. I watched
killing the suitors.
I was watching the scene, and then all of a sudden, like the music's. I feel like I had a stroke because it didn't ended. I was like, wait, but
your brain
killing people.
Itself.
It probably did. It probably did.
So that music makes sense when you realize that Odysseus was dancing. He was spinning half the time in that fight sequence, so he had to have the drums to keep beat. He just kept spinning and spinning and spinning.
Plucked his bowstring like a harp.
I do kind of like that as a narrative.
That's retarded.
Decision. It's retarded, but I like it as a narrative decision with them showing that this is like his thing. So that when he finally, reveals himself, it shows everybody else that it's him. It truly is him.
Yeah, and then he proceeds to fight, but then start to lose ground because Odysseus. These are all people who didn't go to war.
Yeah,
these are people who are not.
Dude, but then
trained
the
soldiers.
Suitors had the suitors had the music on their side again. Like I said.
When the servant broke through the hole in the ceiling and started dropping down the weapons, I was dying because every time he dropped something down, it would cut to Antinous going, "Shields, shields, get the shields!" Drop down some spears. Spears, get the spears! Swords, get the swords! It was the same thing!
Don't you know we had the setup and finally the payoff for Telemachus to do his move? Where he can open his middle and then spin around and put the sword to the guy's throat. Because we saw it early in the movie. Don't you understand set up and payoff, Jed?
No, setup and payoff is watching.
Yeah, the only person he's allowed to fight.
Setup and payoff is watching Odysseus string the bow and understand. And I just glitched out there a little bit. Not that the fight is not set up and payoff. That's just that happens. Okay, that's a move. But real quick, I want to hit these two because Frostfang with $5 says, I hated the fact that the costumes, I got the words right, look stupid as fuck, but I'm called a hater while other stuff, the movie, others stuffed the movie Noah. Exodus, 47, Ronin, were criticized for this. Oh, Noah, Exodus, and the 47 Ronin were criticized for this. Okay, I got. Yeah, I've seen movies criticized for just nonsense sometimes, and people just
This
accept it.
Oh, the costumes were worse than
I
Rings
was
of
just about
Power.
to say that. People who openly criticized Rings of Power for their costume designs are defending the costumes in this movie. Hypocrisy knows no bounds.
Hypocrisy. And by the way, we also got Duke Devil gifted 10 members. Welcome all to the Nightcrawlers. We finally got that working. And I don't know why this is not working right again. But okay, so we talked about Troy. We kind of talked about the suitors. I fucking hate two main sections. Polyphemus and Cersei. Those are the sections I hate the most.
I hate them as much as you do, probably, because Nolan pretentiously revealed today, or in an interview came out today, oh, we tried to make nobody work, but we
That
just
was
couldn't
yesterday.
get it in. It was yesterday. Well,
That came out yesterday, but
was
yes,
yesterday.
he couldn't make nobody work. We wanted to do it, but it just couldn't work in the modern era, despite the fact that we have versions of this movie from like 1970, 1990, all this stuff, where they do it just fine. I wonder maybe you couldn't get it to work because you had a fucking puppet and no other Cyclopes.
So
And you didn't want to show off Odysseus being an arrogant bastard and clever at
And
the same time.
that he
Or
is,
smart.
okay, to that, no, Odysseus is an arrogant son of a bitch. He's a narcissist. He's arrogant. He's pompous, and he's overconfident in everything. And that's part of his. That's part of his flaws. That's part of his journey. And he's clever. None of these things represented and it starts with that scene.
He's just slightly confused in every scene. Matt Damon, slightly confused.
It starts with that
Come
scene and
on.
carries through the whole thing where Matt Damon just kind of, as Jed said, looks confused, goes, oh, I'm Matt Damon through everything.
He looks like he walked onto the wrong movie set, but was too nice to ask for directions.
I mean,
But you go to the Polyphemus, okay? The reason the nobody scene needs to be there is for his cleverness and then his arrogance, where he then says that I am Odysseus and all this. They don't have any of that. He just randomly shoots the Cyclops with a fucking bow and arrow. Why?
It was so dumb. And I needed to get revenge for our men. You knew you weren't going to kill him. It was a retarded thing to do. And what makes that whole thing about not being able to make nobody work is like a month or two ago, Nolan said his approach to the monsters in this film were inspired by Guillermo del Toro's approach to monsters, about how monsters are a reflection of humanity, our darker instincts made bare.
Yes.
And, you know, for the Odyssey, that's a decent way of looking at things, seeing things as metaphors. Great, whatever. But he had to make Polyphemus practically mute until the end and just a beast. Polyphemus was a monster, not a character, not the well-spoken character that he should be. So that motivation, his inspiration, was not present whatsoever. And because he made that decision to strip the magic of a talking Cyclops out of the story, you couldn't make nobody work. That's why he didn't want Polyphemus to talk, so nobody didn't work. So the whole "I am Odysseus" thing,
he has to drive everything into the ground. He has to ground everything. Nothing can be missed.
The grounding, the grounding is the important part because yes, Polyphemus doesn't talk. Where are the other Cyclops? He's supposed to be with a bunch of other Cyclops. Where are all the other
brothers? He's got two or three brothers
because that's the whole thing. Nobody attacked me. Nobody attacked me. Nobody understood. Everybody else thinks that he's making it up because there's nobody there. So you strip this all.
It's brilliantly written.
You strip this all down.
And it's the trickster.
It's a weird misshapen creature that exists that herds sheep. And I also am sitting here questioning to myself, is it just a malformed human that he thought was a giant or just a big dude? Because by the end of it, I don't even know what's real and what's not anymore. I fucking hate it. And then I hate Cersei. I hate Cersei. All the fucking people going out there. All the people going out there saying that the fucking Cersei. Oh my god, this is realized horror. Oh my god, this is amazing horror. It's things we've seen 1,000 times before.
It's fine. Most of it's not in shot. He has to cut away because his IMAX cameras, they can only shoot 3-minute takes at a time.
What, do
which
they
is
overheat and
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they can't hold that much film. The cameras themselves weigh 400 pounds.
The cameras he can't
And-
make a 3-hour movie on IMAX.
That's
That's
so
one of the
fucking
things.
Yeah,
pretentious.
that's why he cut some time out of it, because the IMAX cameras can't run for more than 3 hours. So he had to be at least below 3 hours. But yeah, the Cersei stuff, they acted like it was such crazy practical effects. The cast was talking about it, but it's just, hey, show someone struggling, cut to, there's now an ear that looks like a pig on him.
Watch me shove my fist down their throat.
Watch
like
me do something that was done better in Event Horizon, The Thing, and so
That's
many
body
other horror
horror.
movies.
I love body
Yes,
horror, but this was a 2-second scene built on
While
quick
this
cuts.
while
It's
this
fine.
dumb chick
It's
in
acceptable.
her moany voice goes, "Yeah, man, yeah, making it be me." And then when she's talking to Odysseus, this Dermy has shown clips of this chick. She's a crazy bitch. She's a crazy activist bitch.
Mhm.
And her
She's just a
her
victim.
American accent nails on a chalkboard. It's whiny, it's stringy, and her performance. People are saying, "Oh man, she's one of the best performances." I'm sorry, no. Her performance is a whiny, crybaby, feminist bitch. You're all men are pigs. You're all terrible. In the real story, Odysseus
They were
spends.
raping and pillaging me.
No, they
Where?
weren't. Well, first of all, you're ugly as sin. No one's going to touch your ass. 2, Cersei's supposed to be hot because Odysseus. And again, this is a part of the problem with Odysseus and ignoring everything and being a selfish asshole. His men are turned into pigs, and he leaves them there for what, a year? It's a year. Does he stay on Cersei's island?
Yeah, about a year.
Is it a year? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of time
He's time
there
there.
while
Well,
he's
clapping
you
them
know,
cheeks.
working Cersei.
Yeah. He leaves his men to be animals while he gets his rocks off with Cersei for a year. And that's part of Odysseus' selfishness.
Here's the other thing with the whole Cersei scene. Cersei tells them, leave your armor and swords outside. So the men go out and do that. What are the men?
They see a shitload of armor.
They show armor,
dumb
shields,
Winchesters.
all the stuff.
Dumb
And
Winchesters,
they're like,
Jed.
they just go like, oh, seems fine to me.
I'm sure this is fine.
Yes, you see all this shit out here. You don't think to yourself, maybe we have a problem. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe we should be rethinking this stuff, and maybe we should do what she's accusing us of wanting to do. That might be the smarter idea.
Do you know why Odysseus has such sympathy for her? The film doesn't do it explicitly, but
it's because
there's a reason why he. Yeah, she's like this because he created the Sea People. So Odysseus is the villain that turned her into. Yeah, more guilt.
Because he
Odysseus is literally the villain of this story. He shouldn't get home.
He openly apologizes to her. He says, "I'm sorry for doing this to you. I'm sorry
for being a
Why?
man."
You did nothing. She just manipulated your entire crew. You did jack shit.
All while going.
Hell, even her whole they're raping and pillaging me. They were just there for food. They were actually being pretty nice and kind to you. Oh, but they're just awful and evil.
Yeah, and instead of Hermes coming to help Odysseus through that, he just fingered a bird to win.
And that's not the thing he should have been fingering. Although, again,
No, I'm not touching that. No. So you're supposed to be smoking hot.
Dude, Hermes was needed in the Calypso stuff. Oh my god.
All the gods were needed.
Hermes being absent is a problem. Because Calypso in this one, instead of, essaying Odysseus for 7 years and trapping him on this island, she's been feeding him drugs and then randomly decides, yeah, I'm going to let you go because I'm bored now.
I've had enough sex.
Calypso in the book had to be forced by Hermes, delivering an order from Zeus himself to let Odysseus go. She's just like, nah, I'm bored now.
Because, Jed, Calypso in this is a therapist.
Dude, Charlize Theron is the first performance that I've seen in a movie with Zendaya where I thought Zendaya wasn't the most boring actor in the film. Charlize Theron did nothing. She was
I'm pretty sure I could turn on, those scenes later on in life and just mute them and be perfectly fine with them.
I don't know. She's pretty Ozempic chic already in this. Didn't look too good to me.
Just go back to Atomic Blonde. She had some good scenes.
Yeah,
in
she's
that
like
one.
60, and also like Odysseus should have some trans kids by now, but that's besides the point. I'm just
All
saying
right.
that's besides the
Well,
point.
with Cersei, this film cannot have its sequel
Mhm.
because of the Cersei stuff. I don't know if you guys know the Telenocracy. I can't fucking pronounce it. The sequel about Telemachus. It's all centered around how Cersei was knocked up by Odysseus, and their son comes after Odysseus for revenge.
I think you're
Can't have
gonna
that
you're gonna
story
raw
now.
dog a girl for a year. It's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that they just can't do, and he didn't want to do, because this is not that story. This is a story of a man who's hopped up on drugs, going to therapy with Calypso for 7+ fucking years before finally deciding that it's time to go home so I can apologize to my
Well,
wife and say how awful
you
the
know what that
things are
is?
that I've done.
I just watched The Prestige
Mhm.
for tomorrow's Saturday Night Drive-In. It's one of Nolan's tricks. I'm gonna start you in medias res, and I'm gonna use in The Prestige it was diaries, but I'm gonna use now a narration to jump around the timeline and tell the story. Well, first of all, you need to coherently tell the story first because that worked in Prestige didn't work here, and you also need
Yeah, Nolan has been good at non-linear before. It wasn't good in Dunkirk. Dunkirk, it was 3 different timelines simultaneously. It was bizarre, but it's really because of Memento. Memento's the film that started his
Mhm.
career on the path that it's on, and it was built on non-linear. But like you said with Prestige, it made sense in that one
this.
because the dude had short-term memory
Well, the
loss.
simultaneous reading of the diaries in The Prestige, it
Hmm.
anchors the first 2 acts of the movie. It anchors it, and
Mhm.
it guides you through both of them trying to screw each other over, which we'll talk about tomorrow. There's no anchor in this movie. When you roughly cut back to Odysseus and Calypso, you're jarred because of the bad editing and the fact that there's not one of the important things that a good score does in a movie is it helps transition scenes. There's no
Mhm.
transitions in this movie. It's just
No.
cut, 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 cut. But the cinematography's so
It's very
good.
and then.
I don't want to go as far as to call it an and then, but it's just next. I would say it's next, not and then,
It
because
goes to
it
the
just
next
keeps
chapter. It
moving.
just
Yeah,
goes to the
it's
next chapter in the
yeah,
video
because
timeline.
and then seems like things are happening just for the sake of things happening. This is very much like next,
Well,
next, next.
everything. All right,
Well,
go ahead.
the Lestragonians just happened because they could happen.
That's very true.
That was bizarre. He needed a reason to kill off all the things, so he kept that scene in, which, it is in the books, absolutely. But going into the foggy woods, they find the giant child in full plate armor who goes, ha ha, and then starts screaming, and the Lestragonians come out and slaughter them all for
With
no
magical
reason. The
magical
Lestragonians,
sticks of wood that suddenly block your way that there's no
The
way you can
tree
get by
and
that.
it was done with quick cuts. You never really even saw the trees moving. They just showed
So like
up.
this.
You needed the Benny Hill track to
Yes.
make that scene work.
Well, all right.
What I've said is if this film were a parody and an hour and a half shorter about like the cynicism of modern Hollywood, it might have some substance to it.
Well,
But it's its earnestness and its absurd lack of heart that
pretension.
really dooms
It's
it.
Yes,
so
it's
pretentious, and,
pretension.
and it's no more apparent than in the siren scene. The entire siren scene is so fucking pretentious. Where okay, let's have it happening through the perspective of somebody else, where you've got the wax in your ears, you could barely hear anything, but we're going to see Odysseus freaking out, and to hear people describe this
why.
as, oh, you're getting this perspective of his anguish. No, you've completely, because you haven't worked to develop Odysseus as a character truly at all in this, you do not understand that the lashing to the mast so that he can listen is one of the peak moments of his selfishness. All of you do not get to
Mhm.
survive and hear the call, the siren, the most beautiful song in the world that makes you lose yourself. But I will do it. Matt just says, no, I have to hear it. That's all he says. That's all he says. No,
It's
you have to understand
hubristic.
it's hubristic.
It's
It's
supposed to be.
supposed to be
It's supposed to
Odysseus
be a
just
badass and
saying,
hubris moment because I
well,
mean, come on, you're
well, it's
tied
supposed to
up
be
there,
just,
go like, I'm the only one that gets to hear this shit.
but
And the
that's the
movie
thing.
doesn't even do that.
It's
He just
supposed to
doesn't.
be Odysseus doing something for himself and denying to others so that he is, because he thinks himself as the most special person in the room, which
Mhm.
he is, but it's
Yeah, none
none
of
of it
that
comes
comes
across.
across. They have to exposize all the characters. They're like, this character is like this. This character is like that. Oh, the moment where he's going to give a speech to embolden his men before leaving Troy. He's like, all right, gather around, everyone, gather around. We've been on this beach for 10 fucking years. Let's go home.
But during
the swearing,
let's get to
lucky
that.
bastard, lucky bastard.
Yeah. And we'll get to that in a second. But during the siren thing,
Sorry,
he
the
then
sirens.
gives a speech. His whole speech is, yeah, it's like an itch. It's so good to scratch, but it also hurts. That's what he says. A delicious itch. Oh, God.
And it's teaching him that he doesn't actually want to go home.
That is so retarded.
I don't.
How does that lure you in? Because that's the whole thing with the sirens. It's a luring call. It's not a therapy
busty,
call.
Naked women, monsters luring her in to eat you. And
They
not
can
in the good
eat
way.
me.
Not in the good way. Not in the good way. No.
Hey, that Asian man, he wanted to know what they looked like because we don't
he had to
see
get rid
shit.
of had to get that Asian dude off the boat somehow, I guess.
Yeah.
No,
But there was still well, they had to eventually boil down to at least the Indian guy and a bunch of white people. They had to do that eventually. I mean, his entire fucking shit. His crew. By the way, who is the Indian dude? Who was he playing? Because I have no idea what his name is. He's just Indian dude.
No,
I don't remember.
Exactly.
He was a very forgettable
names
character.
are all Greek to me.
I think he said his name once, and that was it. We never
he
never
says
heard
it a
his
few
name
times.
again.
It's like Enemeus,
Eumenicus,
something
something like that. I don't know.
Best man.
Eunuch, I don't know, but
I
it's
guess
eunuch. That's what we're gonna call him, is eunuch.
But
I don't know.
This
and real quick, Toronto Trash. I think it's Restream. Restream sucks ass. I think that's the reason.
If it's just me, I can refresh.
He says it is the audio out of sync, so it must be a Restream issue. Sorry.
But it's as though every one of these stops, every one of these moments that are supposed to be either moments where Odysseus shows off his skills and ability, or it's part of the character portrait of, as Jed said, Odysseus' hubris, his arrogance, his narcissism. None of that is present, and they're all just loosely stringed together, which is very close to and then. And then you went to Circe, and then she told you to go to the land of the dead, and then you had to make the choice between Scylla and Charybdis, and then the people got yoinked off of Charybdis, and then the remaining crew mutinied before they got to the Apollo's Island, and all that. So it really is very close to and then storytelling, which Nolan's better than this.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean,
he is.
This is an example of what I've been saying. He thinks his shit don't stink. He thinks because he's Hollywood's darling, he's the king of Hollywood, he's all this wonderful shit, he can go out there and do just about anything that he wants to do. So that's why he's making all these movies and doing all this stuff. That's why he's putting all this stuff in there, because he's like, I could just do it because Hollywood's going to let me do this.
Because
he is.
Oh, he has no studio oversight.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where he should have had some oversight, because this is.
Well, do you know about the filming schedule, the 100-day window?
No.
So a few of them have talked about it. It was supposed to be a 100-day window, right? And when they went to 91 days, everyone was so exhausted that Nolan looked at the 9 days that were left and was like, none of this is important. Let's just stop now. And they gave up on the last 9 days of filming because everyone was tired.
Fuck you!
This is the greatest director of our modern generation, guys. I'm sorry. I hope one day that this movie begins the discussion of when did Nolan lose it. Can we go back and examine his filmography and say, okay, when did it really start to shake?
I would say Dunkirk. Is.
But the problem is nobody wants to have the conversation. He's Nolan.
Yeah.
It goes back to something I talked about earlier in the week or last week, whenever I did this video. I don't remember anymore. But how people are saying don't bet against Nolan. I've looked at his box offices. He barely makes money for the majority of his movies. Only 2 of them were $1 billion. One was almost $1 billion, and they were tied to other properties or caught in a phenomenon like Barbenheimer. Nolan is not a guaranteed moneymaker. I don't know where this myth has come from. He makes some money, but he doesn't make money to generally pay for the amount of stuff he's done.
He's supposed to be niche. Yeah. He's a niche director blown out of his niche, and that's a problem. I think it has to do with the Dora mentality that I talk about. Most people can only remember the last thing that happened, and Oppenheimer nearly made $1 billion, so that must be the norm. And they can't remember past the most recent thing. And Oppenheimer, yeah, it was a decent movie. It changed the history a lot by all accounts. I enjoyed it. I absolutely did enjoy it. But it was 3 hours, it was a slog, and pushed through because of the meme, the Barbenheimer meme. I think it would have made probably $200 million less dollars without the Barbenheimer.
Use this as an example, real quick, Jed. Both you and I, we like Egerton, right? We enjoy his movies.
Yeah.
Eggers, not Egerton.
Eggers.
I always
You're talking about Taron Egerton from Kingsman?
Yes, I always get Taron Egerton mixed up with Eggers. Okay, they have egg in the name. There's not a whole lot of people like that, but anyway, you take a look at his filmography real quick. You just take a look at his movies, and you go like, well, Nosferatu did pretty well at the box office. That must mean all of his movies do well. Northman was a flop. Yeah. I enjoy Northman a lot. It's one of my favorite movies out
Northman's
there.
great.
But it was a flop. It was an actual flop. And then it
was too expensive. It was outside his niche.
And I hammer on The Lighthouse being very, it's not pretentious, but it's very artsy fartsy. I said the word before and I can't remember the term for it, but it didn't work. And also it's nice retelling of a Greek story. It dawned on me recently because at the guy that goes up to get the fire for all the humans, and then at the end he's Prometheus. Yes, it's the story.
Yeah, Prometheus, the Titan.
It is Prometheus, because then at the end he's strapped up.
Yeah,
and
Prometheus gives fire to man.
And so that's what,
and then
that's kind of what The Lighthouse is. But The Lighthouse is, I think, his worst film. I don't even know how well it did, but nobody talks about that. They're just, when the werewolf's coming out, they're going to be talking about, oh, look how good Nosferatu did. They'll never talk about anything else.
The one thing that The Lighthouse did that has cultural impact is it broke Robert Pattinson out of his Twilight funk. It showed people that he was capable of other things, and it shifted his career. And as much as, I wasn't a fan of him in this movie, I do think he was one of the actors trying the most.
I think he was the best
with what he was given.
Was the best actor in the movie.
And he is in good stuff.
Yeah,
I don't love his Batman, but he's doing good work. He's trying. He's a hardworking.
If he was not Terry McGinnis, I would accept him more.
He's too old to be Terry McGinnis. We've been over this.
I know, but I'd still accept him more.
No. What is it with you and him being Terry McGinnis?
He has the look.
No, he doesn't.
He has the look.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
No.
I don't know why, but I've always imagined Terry McGinnis to be a Mexican boy.
That might be because of Spider-Man 2077. I don't know. Before we move on, let me hit this real quick because Young's Powerful Quill member for 10 months. Shout out, brother. Says just got here. How was the Odyssey? Well, we're still even talking about it. It's not that good.
Yeah, if you like technical aspects of filmmaking, if you have the soul of an engineer, you might like it. Otherwise, if you value story, characters, plot, logic, nobility, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, this is not a good one. There's some good acting. Like I said, Robert Pattinson, I think, is the best performance. I think he's the standout actor. Well, everybody else
Anne Hathaway I thought was going to be the best cast one in the film. Like, for this whole time I said, all right, she makes the most sense as Penelope, and that might have been true if they hadn't rewritten her to hell and back. This whole what Lupita was saying, the women got more screen time. They're actually fleshed out as characters. Her two characters were non-entities until suddenly she's like, tell him about how my sister murdered her husband. Tell him. And then stabby. There was no substance there, so they eroded the substance that could have been. And Penelope was a wise character in the books. The weaving was her idea. The movie made it the Elder's idea that she responded to. And then there was a whole testing Odysseus at the end with the bedpost. I removed every intelligent decision that Penelope made. Cersei, wise, powerful, intimidating. Calypso, a force to be reckoned with for Odysseus. Like, she did more damage to Odysseus in the long run than anybody else.
And they just ripped it all.
Stole everything from these women characters that was of quality, that was interesting, that was well written, that was intelligent. For like Anne Hathaway, what was that bird net shit she was doing? Whenever she was yelling, she's like, I am your mother.
I have no idea what that fucking. But
that's what she did in the film.
Because she's a woman and not allowed to be king of Ithaca.
Yeah.
That's why
I've been ruling as king and all but name for all these years. Wah.
I've been sitting.
But
in the
she
throne
gives
and
such a
doing all this.
powerful performance with her Botox head.
God, that was not a good performance. She was
No, it wasn't.
overacting to the nth degree.
No.
Yeah, Tom Holland, who
Oh, the direction was terrible. The prerequisite was recite the lines.
you have
Oh, you said all the lines. Good.
you
Moving
have Tom
on.
Holland, who is just Tom Holland. He's one of the weaker
Everybody's-
aspects. But yeah, this whole moment where like he's talking to her and she's over here just yelling and freaking out, and he's talking like this and everything. It's like this does not work.
Everybody's just talking. And I think it's a massive disservice to not let guys like Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson not use their actual accents in a movie like this. It's a disservice to them as actors. I mean, Tom Holland's forced to use his American accent so much. You have a chance you can actually let him use his natural British accent. No, we're not going to let him do it.
Well, it's because we wanted it to be
because he wants to make it for American audiences,
a modern
for a modern audience.
And I do want to hit this because we already talked about it. Yikes Power for Quill with $10. Thank you, buddy. Did they do the drunken nobody Cyclops? No.
Not even the drunken part. Odysseus did nothing intelligent besides the stabbing part.
He didn't even stab it. He had somebody else stab it.
Well, think about this. What is the entire what are the clever moments that Odysseus
There are
did
none.
in the entire movie?
There are none.
I will argue there's two.
Oh, okay,
and they're not great.
All right. His
the horse
into Ithaca, he's sort of clever because his disguise is just a low pulled hood. Because we don't have Athena to actually put a glamour on him like she did in the actual story. Because Athena's not real; she's a delusion over his guilt.
But I mean,
which coming from a man who actively disbelieves the gods are real, it's a weird delusion.
Yeah, it's a weird one. But the only other clever thing I would say is getting hit because they fucked up the story so much that none of this makes sense. But I would argue getting his crew to pick the Scylla, or was that Charybdis?
Charybdis is the whirlpool. Scylla's the monster.
Scylla. So picking the Scylla.
I always get those confused.
Picking the Scylla path over Charybdis because he points out that I wanted you guys to make the decision, so I made it look like I was just going to
reverse psychology.
Yeah, that's about the only
low-hanging.
That's not even great cleverness. It's just shit cleverness.
And
Charybdis looked atrocious.
By the way, Scylla looked like shit. Scylla looked like shit.
I'll say Charybdis.
Well, they were both shit. The whirlpool was tiny.
Here, I'm gonna say
you could have sailed around it.
Tentacles grabbing people. That's all it was.
I'm about to say something that Jed is gonna hate. You want to know where we get a better Charybdis, Jed? The second Percy Jackson movie.
I don't remember the movie well enough. I remember Polyphemus in it, but I don't remember how they portrayed Scylla.
Polyphemus at all in the movie, but Charybdis was a giant whirlpool where you could see the teeth of the actual creature in it. Like you could actually see the beast, and it was fucking.
Okay, it was kind of like a watery Sarlacc.
Yes, it was actually pretty damn cool, and they did it so much better in that shit movie. Oh God,
Jed,
yeah, that movie's better.
I should have given Troy a higher score last week right now. I cannot score this above.
I'm still happy with my score.
I didn't know I didn't think this movie was going to be this bad to me. I didn't think it was going to be this bad to me.
What'd you give it?
This.
No.
I haven't
Odyssey.
given it yet. I haven't. In rage, I've said 0 out of 10, but that's not me being serious.
I gave it a 3.5.
I
have to give it
a 5.
2. I'm sitting at a 2, I think, right now.
I'm going down to a 4. I know I'm being nicer to it than you guys are, just because I still think like the story can work in any other fucking movie that's not the Odyssey. Like there's elements here that I think are clever in a different movie entirely. Calling it the Odyssey, why?
Nolan had done this in a modern setting, with cities and roads and stuff like that, and abandoned highways.
An Odyssey.
An Odyssey, maybe in a post-apocalyptic world where it feels like traveling on these roads takes forever and you get sidetracked in wrong ways. That would have worked. It would have worked. It would have been in his niche. But trying to force his way of making movies, grounding the hell out of it, taking all the mysticism out, and now for some reason dumping messaging into this shit.
Well, you have
it
to
is
know
not
that.
something he's capable of.
You have to know that Menelaus ended up scarring Helen for some reason. You have to know that.
What?
Did they explicitly say
no.
he
I
did?
think when
I thought it was just
lean
the
on-
touches her
war.
cheek, it says naturally 500 ships.
they leave it up
Which
for
was so
interpretation, but
cringe.
I believe that he did it. I actually believe that he's the one that caused that.
Maybe. Everybody's a villain in this. No one's likable, no one's redeemable. But, Dermy, to your point that if this were a retelling in a different historical context, I think Nolan wanted it to be.
Mhm.
Because of the costumes looking way too medieval, the demanding it be a Viking ship. He straight up demanded, I need a Viking ship.
Why?
Which is, it is kind of funny, but a Viking using a modern day aircraft carrier is more historically accurate than Odysseus with a Viking ship.
I don't know.
Christopher Columbus with the submachine gun is more historically
Yeah.
accurate than the Viking ship. But with all of that said, with the way that the buildings look, the way the costumes look, the medieval plate armor, everything like that, if we just took off the helmets and renamed everybody, like Siege of Troy, make it the Siege of Paris, and he was going back to Norway, the muted colors, the foggy seas, all of that makes a ton more sense. The films get slightly better if this were a Viking retelling of the Odyssey.
Any
with the Siege of
retelling,
Paris.
instead of trying to cram it into Greece because he didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do Greece. Yes, absolutely.
Do a version. I'm starting to sit here and wonder if we played around with it a little bit, would this work better for a Macbeth story? Like an after the Macbeth, because during Macbeth, who was the king of? Was it king of Norway, king of Sweden at the time during Macbeth?
No, I think
Hamlet.
I was gonna say
Hamlet?
you're talking Hamlet.
Yeah, Hamlet is who I'm thinking of, not Macbeth.
Yeah, Macbeth
We
is
could
England.
rework this.
Hamlet is yeah.
Yeah, we could rework this to like the after effects of Hamlet in some way, because like that is
There
more
were
or less Norwegian.
there were a lot of better ways he could have approached this without making it an actual Odyssey adaptation. Because Nolan, he's not good at this.
Mhm.
He's just not good at doing a movie like this.
He's not good at mythologies at all. He just can't. I'll give him sci-fi a little bit because Interstellar.
Hard sci-fi.
Yeah, hard sci-fi.
Yeah, Interstellar and Inception, I would still call sci-fi. Those are my two favorite films of his.
I'm indifferent.
I think his psychological thrillers is where he.
I could agree with that, but like
that's
he
his
likes
niche.
to fuck with your mind, and
he likes to fuck with your mind, and he likes to keep things grounded. Because as much as I have,
and he also likes ambiguity.
Dark
He
Knight,
likes ambiguity at the end of something.
Oh yeah, I do like everybody.
And none of that applies to mythology.
Dark Knight is one of his best movies ever, even though he's using an IP that he kind of bastardizes.
He does.
Have to be honest.
It is a bastardized Batman. I don't like it, but I accept. But I do acknowledge, with objectivity, it's a well-made movie. But I don't like it because I don't like the way he does Batman and the Joker and all that shit. I don't like it.
I don't like how he does it either. But I'm still over here like, God damn, it's a fucking good movie. It's a good goddamn movie. And then you get Dark Knight Rises, but that's something completely different. And notice like we barely touched on Helen. We barely touched on Elliot Page. We barely even touched on the worst actor there.
People did the count. Helen has 3 minutes.
It's like I said at the start of the conversation.
Lupita.
They were the tip of the iceberg. They were a symptom. They are irrelevant once you've actually seen the movie. But the reason everybody latched onto them because it was what was pushed on us in the marketing and the interviews. And the Lupita Nyong'o talk at our faces too much and make us pissed at her for being a dumb bitch.
To be fair, though, Elliot Page is basically a driving force in the fucking movie.
Well,
they talk about Sinon.
They make this fanfic thing about it. We talked about it already. And also, the biggest sin of Sinon is stealing Achilles' speech. That's supposed to be Achilles'
and
speech.
It's a terrible version of the speech.
Yes.
You gotta say the whole bit about I'd rather be a beggar than a king in hell, or that bit. Can't skip that
All
part.
the fucking Elliot Page is a stand-in. sign on it as a stand-in for Achilles. There's a lot of people try to say that's not true. No, it's a stand-in.
Well,
And it
Functionally, sign on is
people who
Achilles.
these are people who only want to say, "Oh, look, Chud, sign on's not Achilles, it's sign on." Yeah, but you clearly didn't read the book, because if you read the book or any other at least broad adaptation of it, you'd understand that sign on gave Achilles' speech right there. It is you may not be the Achilles. It's Achilles in all but actions and name. It's just sign on is there to take away Achilles' agency, because Achilles was one of Odysseus' closest friends. And
well, you also have like there's a bunch of people going around going like, well, when he goes to hell in the Odyssey, he talks to so many people. It could just be anything. That doesn't mean it's a stand-in.
No.
In this, he only talks to 2 people. Sign on, whatever. And I'm not even Aggie. I'm gonna call him Aggie because I can't say his name. I physically can't.
And then Benny Safdie's little, "Hi, okay, Odysseus, my wife killed me."
That was a fucking weird scene. But
it's so miscast. Agamemnon, everyone's miscast.
John Leguizamo should.
Mia Goth is a good actress. She did nothing in this. She had nothing to do.
She's in there to like make kissy face with Robert Pattinson. That's all she's in there for.
Well, I mean,
which wasn't a thing.
We didn't even talk about John Leguizamo because once I started wishing that he'd throw himself off with the dogs. That was the correct move there because God damn it, I wanted him to just die. But I want to bring these up is like we've been talking for almost an hour and a half now about this movie. We barely tapped even like those people because there's just so much wrong with this.
Yeah, they are not important to the conversation. They aren't. The Sinon thing, only important Sinon thing is the Achilles speech theft. Otherwise, they're not important because they were never important.
Well, the only thing with Helen that's important, besides the conversation with Clemenstra adding in the sacrifice of the daughter, but with Helen, she is a non-entity throughout the feast scene, and then suddenly out of nowhere, she's like, "Tell Telemachus what my sister did. Tell him." And then Punisher does his best Punisher impression, go, "No.
Yeah. That's
a poorly written
tell Penelope
scene.
I'm sorry. Tell her I'm sorry.
But that's still why I'm convinced that Menelaus is the one that caused the scars on Helen. Because when you had that whole stream going down, it came up like, whoa.
He's not going to damage his ultimate trophy.
Guys, I can't do too much about it right now. It's Restream. I'm sorry, brothers. There will be a change coming up here for a little while on the show. There is a change because I'm going back to StreamYards for a little while. So there will be something. StreamYards works a lot better, but Restream is gay. It's so gay, guys. I'm sorry.
They just added a new thing on StreamYard now where, with the fixed, like we're doing now, where we're 3 and you move it down, they have a new thing where you can edit the screens for each one and customize it for yourself now. I made a new one for myself.
On StreamYards? That's been a thing.
No, they just had a new version of it. I just got the notification of the day.
Oh,
where
they
cleaned up where you can take our chat windows, move it around anywhere you want in each one, and resize everything. All things can be resized now in there. You can customize it.
And guys, Restream works a lot like StreamYards, but it has dumb little mistakes that we can't see. Like if you guys are,
we look fine to ours. Yeah, we
look perfectly fine. When you guys are talking about like audio out of sync or anything, everybody looks okay to me, so I can't see that or anything.
And that's YouTube and Restream communication with each other.
So Restream works great with OBS. Its StreamYard's version is awful.
I mean, but back to this movie because I mean, I have lots of things to say, but we've gone out. I mean, I have my own order. I'm going to tackle this on Sunday, but we're so out of order in how we're talking about this that I don't know what else I can say at this moment. I mean, it's just.
Well, there's just one last thing that I did talk about in my review that I thought would be good for these panels is Travis Scott.
I keep forgetting.
The end credit scene was entirely forgettable, and the intro was entirely forgettable as well with the stomping, but there's one part right when the dog died, right about that same scene, Travis Scott is once again telling the suitors the story. He's stomping and whatnot. And do you guys remember the main controversy with Emily Wilson a few years ago when people found out about that translation?
No, it was the slaves?
That was before the Odyssey. So
The slave discussion?
No,
What was it?
that's a discussion as well. There's a lot of discussions with her, but the first thing that really caught people's attention is in the Robert Fengels, the most popular version of the Odyssey, at least in my opinion. It starts with "Sing to me, O muse of a man of twists and turns." Right? Hers is "Tell me about a complicated man." So Travis Scott, when he started telling the story right around when the dog dies, he says, "Sing to me, O muse." I'm like, oh, are they going to say that like the poetic version of this is how the bards talk? Is he going to say, "Tell me of a man of twists and turns," or how is he going to approach it? Do you guys know what? Do you guys remember what he actually said?
I don't remember.
It went in one ear and out the other.
Here's the thing, Jed. I saw the intro again just before stream, and I completely blanked on everything he said up until I saw it again, where it's like,
is it
war, man, horse, something.
They didn't even cover up his neck tattoo, did they?
Not really.
No, they didn't. But yeah, what he said is, "Sing to me, O muse, of a man, of a man, of a man, of a horse, a man." And it's like, what the?
Sorry.
It could have at least been smart if they said the poetic version was what the bards are saying. Like, explain the difference. But they nod at it and then go, "A man, a man." His end credit scene, or his song, Chris Nolan helped write it. I couldn't even hear the dialogue. So, like the song, in theater, it was unhearable.
Has it on his X account where while he's walking out, he's recording it. It is fucking awful. What the hell? Adam and I did not get to see the end credit scene. If you guys could start putting 2 to 2 together, all the people that said I spent money on this movie, just for fucking sakes, figure it out.
I regret the $9 I spent on it.
I was about to spend like $13
because 3 hours of my life on it.
Maybe $12. I was about to do that. If I liked the movie, I was gonna go support it. I'll own up to that.
Yeah,
I didn't like the movie, and I want those 3 hours back. That was a thing. But I think, all in all, where we're at right now is we just have to wait. I'm just gonna pull this up just so we can have it here, because I'm not the box office guys like you are. Okay, I might talk about it on Monday or whatever. Right now, this is our projections for a film like this. I
will not make $750 million.
We got a long ways to go.
Wait a minute. What. So worldwide, that means at best they're saying the international's 100 million. Nolan makes his gross bank on international. That's where he generally cleans up, on international. If it gets a total of 200 and break news, 170 US opening, that means remember I said 120. I did say 120 last week. I was leaning towards that side of it, Jed. So that still means it's only going to pull in around 100 million on the other side.
Well,
it's not good.
And the funny thing is even though Thursday preview numbers were higher than what were expected, no one's updating the full weekend numbers. That 200 million to 220 million has been the prediction for 2 weeks, opening weekend. So, yeah, this is not unexpected. Nothing about this is blowing things out of the water like the mainstream media will say. It's too early to say.
Show up, but I'm going to go to my local theaters and look at the Saturday showtimes now. Friday is done. Looking at the Saturdays now. I'm going to look at the Saturdays real quick.
Yeah, let me take a look.
Let me see. Which one is this one? Okay, no. What? Why? Wrong?
Sure.
Okay, wrong freaking state.
No, sure.
Wrong state.
Allow.
Here we go.
Shut up.
Here we go. No, not you, me.
No, I was talking to my thing too.
Okay. All right, here's the standard D box. 7:10 p.m. All right, it's filled up a little bit more than last time, but it's still only about half full. It's only about half full. Look at all there. It's at 7:10 p.m. At 4:20, mostly full. Okay, that one 4:20's filled up a little bit. 4:20's filled up a little bit.
Yeah. My theater It had about 22% of tickets sold in advance. Many people didn't show up. There was a group that walked out during the film, and even like Mandalorian and Grogu and Supergirl, people clapped when it was over, just to say, yeah, it's over, whatever. These people straight up stood up and walked out with blank expressions, and I was listening to them out in the hall. They didn't say a single thing about the movie. These 20 people who showed up, it was less than that, 20 people with us, and yeah.
So
No one got
Saturday.
it. It didn't impact anyone.
So I'm looking at my Dolby. I'm gonna go to 2
right,
p.m. because it's a
You
cheaper
go to this
showing.
one.
It's starting to actually fill up for me at the Dolby. It
Yeah,
is actually
these
starting to
are
fill.
these are starting to fill up. The large ones are filling up, but they're still not either
It is
2/3 full or half.
mine at the Dolby. Okay, this is a Dolby. This is not an IMAX. It is getting hard to get seats for the movie. It is actually like there's only 2 rows.
See, the
And
later we
they're-
go at night, though, it's not as packed up.
There's a 6:30 p.m. showing tomorrow at Universal City Walk that has 0 tickets sold.
Yeah, there are still ones that have 0 tickets sold around here.
Granted, though,
well, none of us are saying the film's going to be an abject disaster.
I'm on the record.
Like a bomb. It's not going to be a
I'm
bomb.
on the record. I said it's going to make $700 million. But since we've now learned its break even is 750, by technical terms, that is a flop. If you do not make your break even, you have flopped.
Mm-hmm.
You did not make money.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't. But real quick, they can't use the merch argument with this one. There is no merch.
well, there is
there can't
there is
be.
merch though, guys. There
Horse
actually
cock
is merch.
popcorn bucket. No, thank you.
No, did you guys not see the new popcorn bucket? Did you guys not see this?
No.
I've seen that.
No,
I don't want to see that. I've seen that.
I've seen it. I don't want to see it again.
Oh,
The Elliot Page popcorn bucket.
Good old zipper tits.
Gross. Well, they didn't put her pepperoni nipple on there.
Yeah, that's the upside. I never want to see her without her shirt on ever again. Never again. And I saw those. I don't know why people would want that actual popcorn bucket. I love my Skeletor popcorn bucket. I wanted Castle Grayskull a lot. I don't want to eat out of the horse dick.
Well, some people want that horse cock.
How do you? Like it's just so awkward.
It's weird. And it's
you have
big.
To put it up above your head.
They want you to go like this with the horse cock.
I've seen it in person. It's really big. Yeah,
I told you it was big. But we get to this point now where this, Jay, you were right. I think we said earlier it's gonna be front loaded. The real thing is next weekend.
Yeah, of course.
The real thing is what is it gonna look like next weekend? And I'm not gonna make any predictions until Sunday because that's box office discussion.
Yeah, we need to see what the initial is and how. Like Metacritic. Have you guys looked at Metacritic?
No, I never looked at Metacritic.
Metacritic is like 5.2 right now out of 10. Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes is not reliable.
Ever since they added on the verified feature for Rotten Tomatoes, you really can't trust it.
Well, and you have to verify with like Fandango.
Yeah. I don't even think I've ever
uses Fandango.
I don't think I've ever used Fandango for a movie
I've never used it once in my life. I remember when they first tried to make it a thing with those stupid paper bag puppet commercials way back, and they fuck Fandango. Fucking insecure.
But where we're at right now, we're in the sit and see. I don't anybody that's going around doing a fucking victory lap right now is retarded. There's no victory laps. You have to wait.
Yeah, there's no victory either way. Yeah. There's nothing to say here, especially until Spider-Man comes up. That we see the drop off. Spider-Man's taking the international IMAX, which is going to be a problem.
Between now,
it all depends on that. The people saying $1 billion break even kind of dumb.
We have actual numbers.
It's about
$750
to $800 million is the break even.
We have
I'd say 750 is a good mean.
And 125 marketing times it by 2, that's 750. We have an actual legitimate break even.
I usually give the plus or minus just because that's the kind of guy I am.
Yeah, plus or minus 50 just to make sure.
No, but it's like I said a couple days ago. Anybody that's going to try and cope out about it's going to make money here, bullshit. We have a break even. That Variety reported on. You can't squirm away from it. You can't run away from it. We know what this movie needs to break to make money, and it's either going to barely get there or just fall short.
If the movie does $1 billion, I'll come out here and say it does $1 billion.
We
It's
got it
not
wrong
gonna be.
then.
Yeah,
It's
we've
not
been wrong before. Avatar
Avatar
2.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
2,
Here's the thing.
Barbie, all these movies we've been
All right,
wrong
but
about. So what?
yeah, but well, okay, first of all, Avatar
It doesn't change my
Avatar
opinion.
2 was something nobody could properly predict because logically thinking, how can a movie that nobody talks about after 10 years have the same pull? Well, we didn't understand.
I still
Barbie
don't.
was a phenomena, also combined with, as Dre always puts it, one of those brilliant marketing campaigns in history. It got the exact audience it wanted, who wanted to go see it over and over and over again.
It
This
backfired, actually. Remember, it was supposed to be making fun of, I think, Oppenheimer.
Mm.
Like that's what it was supposed to be doing. Barbie was trying to make fun of Oppenheimer, and it had the opposite effect on both of them. They actually just
Yeah.
succeeded with it.
They fueled each other. But this movie, like Jed just said a moment ago, there's no victory for anybody right now, but that's part of the problem. There is a lot of people hating this movie, and a lot of, and I will say this, even though they say it about those of us who are breaking apart, disingenuous praise for this movie. There's a lot of
giving a movie a 10 out of 10 right out the gate without even reviewing it. That automatically makes you
The best
lie?
movie ever.
Yeah.
top 5 movie ever. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of water carrying for this movie.
Mhm.
There's no legit, and people who are really slobbering that knob, they don't want to have a legitimate discussion. They don't want to have a legitimate debate. They don't want to hear what we're saying. And as we talked about earlier, the whole marketing campaign was centered around Lupita Nyong'o and Ellen Page, and it made it a focal point so that when this kind of shit happens, oh, the chuds were so angry about this, they're racist, they're transphobes. No, we've talked that we're not even, as we proved tonight, we barely talk about that because they, as I said repeatedly, they were symptoms. The true sickness was deeper within, and there's way more to talk about what's wrong with this movie than those two dumb bitches.
Mm-hmm.
And these people who are acting like it's the greatest movie of all time or best Nolan film, I am certain they will forget the film in a few
They're gonna
months.
forget it.
There's a reason Homer's been remembered for 3 millennia. This will not be remembered through the decade.
This movie will be forgotten by the time Spider-Man comes out, and then it's gonna definitely be forgotten by the time, the fall and winter comes around, when you have Dune Part 3, you have Doomsday, you have Godzilla Minus Zero, you have Werewolf, you have Street Fighter, you have so many other movies on its way right now. This movie's gonna be forgotten. And then you're gonna get legitimately, you're gonna get Godzilla Minus Zero out here, which will more than likely not make $1 billion, but the movies are made with
It'll make profit.
shoestring budgets. It will make a lot of profit, so much money. It's
And
gonna make Nolan look retarded.
And apparently, that's the last one. He's not making another one. This is it.
Well, listen, he said the first one was supposed to be a one and done.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
So hold off on that thought.
While we're talking about The Stand, something interesting that I noted with this is before the film came out, a lot of people were like, how dare you have an opinion about the film before you've seen it, pretending like that's not the whole point of marketing. But the thing I realized is, why does that argument never take place when people are being positive about it? Like, no one comes back to those people and say, how dare you have a positive opinion about it before going in? You're not going to stop someone on the street and hear them say, yeah, I love the trailer. I can't wait to watch this film. You're not going to say, you're stupid. How dare you have an opinion? You're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. Have fun.
I mean, I would.
Why are they judged differently? Well, depending on the film, perhaps. But yeah, just in general.
After I saw
it's a double standard.
After I saw the Odyssey, I talked to my coworkers. They were like, man, my wife and girlfriend were like, because there's one that has a wife, one that has a girlfriend.
I was going to say,
they really want to go see the movie this weekend. They really want to go see it and everything. It's like, if you guys want to go see it, go see it. I
said it in my review. I said, go see this movie. See if I'm right. Yeah. I said, go see this movie and see if I'm right. I want you to make that decision for yourself. I didn't say don't go see this movie. It's key. It's important that we say.
Never call for a boycott.
It's important we say things like that, because when we say stuff like that, when we don't feed into the narrative they think we're going to do, it throws off the retards. They don't get away with you're chuds. Oh, no, we're not. Well,
when I say I advise against it, the reason I say that is I think you could do something better with your time and money. That's about it. But if you really want to go see it, go do it. Go have fun. If you love the movie and think I'm a
Yeah.
fucking retard, good on you. I have no problem with that.
Yeah. Your enjoyment doesn't negate my lack of enjoyment, and the vice versa is also true.
But I do want to know why you liked it so much. And if I happen to pick apart your argument for why it's not good, why you say it's good, why I say it's not good, and I win, don't cry at me if I beat you in a debate. Don't cry at me.
Well, I mean, I will cry at you, you motherfucker.
You cry for other reasons. Shut up.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
13th Warrior is still brilliant.
You gave it a 7 out of 10.
I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I looked
Last
it up.
night, I think
I put it in the
I
chat last
updated
night.
it.
What did I
I
give it?
updated
Well, you
it
gave
to
it
8 out of 10.
Now I got to go back and look what you gave it. Well, you
It's
can't.
been a little
Because
bit.
I remember not loving
You
it.
can't update it.
It's
but not
it's
hating
still
it.
one of my favorite movies. I
Mm,
fucking love it.
I don't remember the movie well enough to update
No,
that.
I'm telling
Okay,
Jeremy
I'm
he
just-
can't update it.
Well, no,
Oh, okay.
I updated it last night, like
Yeah,
on
but
stream
you
because
can't.
I gave
Yeah,
it an 8 out
but
of 10.
but I'm
Mm.
sorry. You don't get to update it for the drive-in. Sorry, it's
Yeah, I'm not
locked in.
trying to update it for the drive-in.
Yes,
I'm
you are.
updating it for myself.
You're
Shut
trying-
up!
You're trying to change history. That's what you're trying to
I'm
do.
not trying to change history.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward here. Here we go.
Oh, fuck you.
Jed gave it a 6 out of 10. I gave it a 9.
That's kind of what I thought.
You were more happy about it than I was, and it's my favorite fucking movie. Think about that. That's my favorite fucking movie, and Adam gave it a better score. Oh, I thought he was frozen there for a second, so I was looking at him. You were like not saying anything, looking, just not moving, just looking one way, and I thought, did he just freeze on me? Fuck. Oh, excuse me, but
Yeah, I gave it a
especially
9.
because I need you around for the little transition.
Hmm.
Because we have
Oh.
15 minutes left.
Oh.
Not a
Hey,
whole
look, we
lot of
did it.
time.
Yeah,
We
let's
got there.
pad it.
Yeah, we got there. Not a whole lot of time left, but Adam, I have a question for you.
This never ends well for me, but okay.
No, it's a serious question. Are you ever gonna play Fortnite?
No. Oh, you're gonna show the
Could I-
skins? I've seen them.
Could
I've seen
could
them.
I
They look
be could
ridiculous.
I interest you in playing Fortnite?
No.
Well, I'm tempted to go back to
Oh,
Fortnite.
I've seen this commercial. I didn't know it was for Fortnite.
Oh, it's for Fortnite. These are the new skins.
All right, here's the thing.
I thought you were going to show
All right.
the
No.
Odyssey
All right, all right.
skins.
No, here's the problem. One, you can't touch poison ivy. So, I mean, that's out the window. I'm honestly, I'm not a Catwoman simp. I'm not a Catwoman simp. So,
And you're definitely not a
well, that's
Harley
because she'll
sim.
bite your penis off.
just oh god. Hey, there's also one for
I'd risk it for Poison
I'd do
Ivy.
it for Poison Ivy. I'd do it for Poison Ivy. I like this outfit for Harley Quinn. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm sick and tired of Harley Quinn.
Well,
I'm tired
that
of her.
they've thrown
Well,
in the multiple versions in that one thing. They got the silly dyed pink and blue ponytails, but then they also got a callback to her when she was wearing the red and blue outfit. That was the jumpsuit, not the jumpsuit, but the leather jacket and shit like that.
These are
I'm not-
skins that we could get right now.
I'm not into Selena.
I
I'm
get
just,
it.
all right.
Mhm.
Ivy
I
looks
can
the
understand the Selena,
Depends on the
but
Selena.
the Poison
Ivy looks
Ivy
the
one is
best out
cheap.
of all of them, but she's
Mhm.
literally gonna you touch her, you're dead.
It's
I don't have
worth
immunity.
it though, and
I-
I kind of want to.
It depends on the version.
I actually want to play now so I can get these skins.
Well, that's the thing. Fortnite, we've talked about it in the last few months. They're struggling a little bit. Their business model isn't carrying them like it used to. So what are they going to do? Gimmick up like the best of their competitors,
Well,
Marvel Rivals. They're going full Marvel
Yeah, but they're
Rivals. Not quite. Marvel Rivals is doing the dick shots
I've
now.
seen
They
that.
had to remove those.
Yeah,
The banana
but also
hammocks.
they're doing,
Those,
but they're also coming out with the Odysseus and Agamemnon skins from the movie in Fortnite.
Well, finally, the Agamemnon costume looks like it
That
fits
doesn't fit in
somewhere.
Fortnite.
It looks like it was
Yeah.
made for Fortnite.
It really was, but
Yeah.
I'm practically out of stuff. We could bring this up just real
Oh, what?
quick because
Wait. I know we
Mhm.
do because I know we finished it. Jed, you finished remake.
Oh shit! There's two things we need to do. We need to do
Oh,
that and those. Oh, I'm just playing a game too.
And Jeremy has his own version of that for me. Yeah. So Jed, you finished remake.
all right. I did. We'll need to save the IMAX projector stuff I have for Sunday then. But yes, I have finished remake and the DLC. I finished both now. Remake was really fucking good. I'm still confused by the ending because I don't have the context to make any of this make sense. But I realize, part one, like it's forgivable because of that. But the fight sequence with Sephiroth, it was a great fight. I got through it on my first try, but it was still a nice, challenging fight. I like challenging fights. I know it's crazy. I'm playing God of War right now as well because my wife she doesn't know anything about God of War, so this is her first time even watching someone play it, and I'm playing it on I think maximum difficulty. So much fun to have a challenge, and Remake was like that. I really enjoyed Remake. The thing is though, after I finished the Sephiroth fight, it's like, all right, I've played this for 70 hours.
Nice.
Apparently, I'm feeling good. Like I wasn't quite burnt out, but I could feel it coming on. It's like, all right, I'm gonna take a break.
You did the Yuffie DLC though.
I did, but I was like, all right, I'm gonna take a break before Rebirth. I still just got to get through the DLC, right? And the DLC was more initially I was doing it out of obligation, but I loved that DLC so much I nearly started up Rebirth. Yuffie is my favorite playable character now.
Badass.
By
This
far.
is why this is one of the real great positives of Remake Rebirth. Yuffie gets pushed forward right away, and she gets so much more to do right away. She's got so much more story for her to do, and she's Yuffie. She is a whore for materia, and we love her for
and
it.
She's a fun character.
She's so much better than the original. The original is kind of lackluster.
She's a missable character in the original. That's how little effort they put into her.
Well, I never even changed her Shuriken. The one that she came with, I of course upgraded the hell out of it. The one where you could cycle through the elemental damage.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, that was so I had Assess and that ability, and then just a healing spell. I was set. I was fucking set.
They changed that system. That whole weapon upgrade system is gone in Rebirth. It's a whole new
really?
It's a whole new leveling system. A lot less going through all the weapons and putting all the points in. There's a single thing.
Yeah, I don't mind getting rid of that.
It's a little laborious. It's a little labor intensive. It's kind of unnecessary. It's a little tedious. The new one's a lot,
especially because you have to upgrade other weapons and compare how they turn out.
The system in Rebirth is much easier and much more linear, much more streamlined, and the weapon leveling is simply bonuses you can choose for extra attack, extra MP, or improve specific skills associated with that character. But Yuffie is in Rebirth. She's almost God mode in Rebirth.
She's so fucking good.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna play her whenever I get a chance. Is Rebirth like Remake where you play as Cloud, but during a fight you can switch to your companions?
And here's the thing,
be forced
though,
team
about
situations when you don't have it.
Here's the thing, though, about Yuffie's story and that DLC. That's all original content.
Yeah,
I have no
everything.
idea
It's all original. Yuffie's story is all redone. It is literally redone for this trilogy.
The villains.
I like getting more of Scarlet.
Zombie Mommy.
I wish it was more than 2 chapters.
Well,
honestly.
it was just a.
It made me want to start.
See, I got lucky. I managed to get it on sale for $12 when it was on a Christmas sale. Because when I got Remake, the DLC wasn't out yet, so I waited and waited and waited, and then I finally got on sale. It's a nice little addition, but it introduces the synergy. You like the synergy, don't you?
I do really like the synergy, especially with the linked synergy spell. Both of you guys have the same spell, and yours is linked to synergy.
There is a materia that does that in Rebirth. There's only one. I only have one of them, but So
really,
it's
nice focusing because my party kept getting distracted and being a problem by fighting random people in a fight. It's like, no, my strategy, I need to focus on this guy for a moment, on this arm or whatever it was. And so having the synergy to focus their attacks was very useful.
And I like that other dude. That other dude was fucking cool. I wish he survived.
Yeah. Well, no, he's gone. He's dead. Or at least dead as we know him, maybe. I don't know. Hojo might bring him back as some fucked up experiment because he's fucking Hojo.
That's also true. But we do have a version of this for me right now, and I started also playing a game recently, Jed.
Out of order?
Out of order, because I've had it... Shut up. I didn't...
Because you didn't check with me first? You didn't check with me like you should have?
Shut up.
You always check with Adam.
I'm called the Renaissance Nerd for a reason, because I've done everything.
I started playing Chrono Cross.
But you never played Chrono Trigger.
I thought Chrono Trigger was the sequel. Shut up. Anyways, I started playing that game. And where I left off is more or less around after saving Kid. Because then I decided, okay, I had to look up like what's next because I got a little
It
confused.
gets trippy,
It gets trippy, but at the same time, I didn't know like
and it's where
this
it
is
starts to
also
fall
when
apart.
I started looking some shit up. Okay. After I saved Kid from the Hydra thing, I started looking something up. Because it tells me you go back to this town and you could recruit Gillen, Galen, whatever.
Dermy, there are 40 recruitable characters in this game.
You can recruit the early guy with a sword. I was like, I want to recruit him. How do I recruit him?
Glenn.
Where is he at? Glenn. Where is he? So
And that would
I
be more
find
into
him.
you. That would be more into you if you played the first game, because
I find him and he talks to me and then he goes away. I was like, why did he go away?
there are 2 Glens.
There's 2 Glens.
There's 2 Glens, and you can get them both, depending on what you do.
Well, apparently
Listen,
the earliest time you can get Glenn is if you let Kid die. I didn't know this shit. You can let her die? Why would I let her die?
here's the thing about Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. This is one of the earliest games that have multiple endings, different endings, depending on what you do, who you save, who's even that. With Chrono Trigger, it's a little more about what you do in the game quest line. In this one, it's about who's a part of your party and who isn't, who's part of your roster, who isn't. And the whole problem with Chrono Cross is it had good intentions, but failure to execute simply or properly, with a then convoluted story that loses way and forgets shit and doesn't even actively tell you how to get the proper ending. Is one little hint, and if you're not paying attention, and I wasn't my very first time I played it back in 99, 99, you don't get it. You miss it. You have to look that shit up back then in early internet days.
Well, then I decided, okay, well, I can't get Glenn right now. I'll go off and I'm just gonna, level up. I'm gonna level up. I'm gonna do the normal thing. I'm gonna grind because Adam would tell me this is what you do now. You go around to all the areas you could go to and just start leveling up. The element system, I'm still not a fan of. It's a little
It's there for
wonky.
a reason.
It's there for a reason. I figured out some of the reasons, but it's a little wonky. But I'm there. I'm doing my thing, and all of a sudden, I have a skeletal head pop up. You're like, "Hey, carry me around."
Yep, that's another character.
Okay. Well, you're another character to recruit. So then I do the thing. Where's his body parts? And I try to go get another one of his body parts. It's blocked. And I might have fucked that up too. I might not be able to get the skeleton. So now I'm starting to get annoyed.
And that's the problem. And here's the harsh truth. All these characters are worthless. They have no stories to tell. They don't. It's some of them have stories, the majority of them don't. They're just thrown in there. And then they have and here's the problem. The connections you're going to get to Chrono Trigger are, first of all, going to be wasted on you at this point because you didn't play Chrono Trigger, which isn't a long game. It's not a very long game to play. And the beautiful that one is a true new game plus where you can replay it over and over again, get stronger. But the connections to Chrono Trigger are they were decided later after the original game. They came back and said, "Oh, we're gonna make these connections, and then when we remake we do Chrono Trigger re-releases on Game Boy and stuff like that. We'll add this shit in there to connect it, to have connective tissue." And it's just Chrono Cross. It's not a terrible game. It's just a game that was ahead of its time in terms of application, character usage, and what they could do with the world that they had in play there. And they just misfired on every single level, including the ability to reach certain endings in certain ways and do certain stuff. And I mean, I've already spoiled a couple things, but not so
I'm
much
getting
plot,
to a
but just
point in the
characters.
game where I want to quit playing it solely because Adam, I want you to know
With the
what I
music is awesome.
discovered. The
Soundtrack's
music's good.
fantastic.
I do like the music,
It's
but I want you to
one of the
know,
best
Adam,
soundtracks ever.
when I
Go ahead.
first played Final Fantasy VII and I missed Yuffie and didn't realize that I missed Yuffie and was well advanced from where I could ever get Yuffie again, I completely restarted the game.
I didn't miss Yuffie. I won't say the other character because Jed hasn't met him yet, so I can't say that'd be a spoiler. I didn't miss either of them my first playthrough.
But I missed her. I wasn't too far away. I made it to the town, the water-based town. where Shinra's at. I can't remember without we could say the name.
Junon.
Junon. Yeah, I made it to Junon because you get Yuffie before Shunon and OG. I was like, okay, I'll just restart it all because I want Yuffie. I'm having this mentality right now in this game, and it's like, well, no, you can't do that because if you're gonna miss somebody else, or this is not gonna happen. And it's like I'm starting to hate this fucking game.
And here's the
I'm
problem.
starting to hate this shit.
Here's the thing. If you had played Chrono Trigger first, you'd have some connection to it, but you don't. And any Chrono Trigger references are lost on you. So you're not even attached to this world at all. Like Palm, I think that's the city. You have no idea who these people are because they're from the other continent. But if you went to Chrono Trigger, you'd have at least some knowledge. The poor army of poor, I think it is. So that's a problem. If you played it in order, it might be a little bit more. You might be willing to go on. Because I was at 99 when I did this.
Oh,
and
I heard you
or was
bleep,
it, or was it 2000? Because I want to share this too. If we're talking about Final Fantasy, have you seen this? So we know they're releasing 14 on the Switch too. This guy says, yeah. I'm praying this runs well. I want to play in bed. I will be there day one. I replied to this, said, I didn't say motherfucker, but said, motherfucker, I don't want you in my party if you're playing fucking 14 in your bed. I don't want that.
Why not?
It's an MMO. We're in a party together. I need him to actually be competent, not be like this.
To be fair, Adam, if I could play Final Fantasy 14 online, Final Fantasy 14 in bed, I could get a lot done without you guys. And then
without us. But if you,
the problem is the server being able to, Nintendo Internet. But yeah, I don't see any problem with that.
Not
certain
in
people
a party,
lock in when they're comfortable.
Now we're in a dungeon or a raid. I don't want no dumb motherfucker lying in bed like this when we're doing shit. No. You're not locked in.
Some people lock in, and it doesn't mean that they're holding it above their head. Pillows are a thing, and you sit up.
I'm gonna play it on my Switch.
Locked in if you're in bed.
I'm gonna play it on my Switch 2 now, just so I could do this to you. I'm gonna raid with you on my Switch 2 solely to bother you.
Not all of us are old men. Sometimes we play games in bed with handhelds.
But you're not locked in a dungeon situation. I doubt it.
You have no idea what I've done
on
with
on the tiny little screen for all that shit. You're not going to see everything going on.
That's actually it's actually a pretty big screen. The Switch 2 screen's actually
and you're really close to it.
Is your HUD going to really be that good for an MMO?
Oh, it's going to be shit. It will not.
There it is.
The controls and everything will be shit. It's not worth doing it. I'm going to do it solely to bother the shit out of you now.
Fuck you.
Solely to fuck with you.
Punk.
The controls will be awful. I see it now. Because I played the game on controller before. It's not good. You should never play. I don't know how Silver does it.
Stop.
Yes. It's an MMO. It's supposed to be played with a mouse and keyboard. He plays on his fucking PC with a controller. No.
Some games controller, yes.
I don't give a shit. That's what I did with Star Wars Online or the Old Republic.
Not with this one.
And I don't give a shit.
That's why you weren't using your character's abilities to their maximum potential.
I was doing just fine in all the fights. I had my rotation. It made it a little strategy to prioritize my abilities.
Well, I mean, like on 14, you have to press this ability at this time and do this thing. So you can't just make your own little rotation. You have to do certain things, and it's annoying sometimes. But on that note,
ever cold.
I might actually get it for my Switch solely so I could get.
No, listen, if you want to fuck around off time to work on shit, I don't have a problem with that. I just don't think that it's, and I'm being serious here. I do not think it's good if you're going to be playing with other people in a party situation, in a dungeon or a raid, and you're in bed with your Switch 2. I just don't think that's serious, taking this seriously, because you're dealing with other people's time right there. And if you're fucking around like that, to me, that's fucking around. If you're in bed, you're lounging, relaxing.
I wouldn't call it fucking around.
I'm not fucking around like that, buddy. Trust me.
Yeah, sometimes it's more comfortable. You don't know if someone has a back condition too. Wait till their gameplay suffers. If their gameplay suffers, absolutely,
I guarantee the gameplay would suffer, especially if using the Switch 2 controller for that shit.
Well, if it's the Switch 2 that's the problem, that's going to be wherever they sit.
I don't know. To me, it's inconceivable and it doesn't sit right with me. It's unnatural to me to play an MMO from bed. Play everything else. Play anything else you want in bed, but MMO. Don't play an MMO in bed. It seems unnatural to me.
There's
I'm
probably a
sorry.
lot
I'm
of
not going
things
to
that
change
are.
my mind.
There's probably a lot of things that you consider unnatural, aren't there, buddy? Aren't there? Isn't there?
Where are you going? This? You're gonna? Oh, here we go.
No. Oh, I was trying to say something.
Better news, Adam. I'm starting the last command on Monday.
It's ramping up.
My way to work.
There you go.
Right.
I got the Truce of Bakra and the Courtship of Princess Leia already.
I think you're gonna like Truce of Bakra is a good book.
They're so short.
Yeah, they're quick reads, but Courtship of Princess Leia is one of my favorite EU books of all time. I love that book. Although there is a mistake in it. For Luke's lightsaber, they make it blue instead of green for some fucking retarded reason. It's some sort of mistake, at least in the first edition.
When you talk about the Thrawn trilogy's inconsistencies with the prequels, which obviously aren't their fault, I honestly prefer their version of events to the prequels.
Well, that's the thing.
What?
George hadn't figured it all out yet. He just had his broad ideas, and it kind of makes a lot more sense than what George came up with, unfortunately.
It does.
And
it makes a lot more sense.
I talked about it when I showed off my 15th anniversary or 20th anniversary edition of Heir of the Empire, where it's got all of Zahn's footnotes. He was working hand in hand with Lucasfilm for that, and they okayed every little thing he did. He's like, well, no one's ever talked about the Clone Wars, and I kept talking to them, can I do this, can I do that? And said, yeah, sure, go ahead.
He made the clones terrifying. I love that.
Yeah.
At least so far. I don't know how they are in the last command.
Well, I mean, the idea that it's just like that Thrawn is going to repopulate the Imperial troops with these clones, but you don't have the full deets on what they did to those clones yet. You don't have the full deets. You're going to get them.
Oh, and the stuff with the Nokri homeworld, how Leia was blaming herself for it.
The Nokri stuff with Leia, that is one of the most important things.
Phenomenal.
That is one of the most important events in the entire trilogy. Leia and the Nokri. It's so important. I cannot
I've
tell you
completely
because they were just introduced as bad henchmen guys, and then they became a real species.
Well, yeah,
sorry,
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I don't know how we got to this topic. I was trying to set up raids, saw Epic Mike was streaming on Kick, and we have enough people to raid with Kick, and then couldn't find it on YouTube. And now that I'm back in, we're talking Star Wars, and I'm so lost.
It's my fault.
All of a sudden, like I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Why can't I find it here but here? And I come back and it's Nokri, Thrawn, clones, and I'm like, I'm so lost right now.
It's fun. We can stop though. It's fun.
No. It's such good stuff though. It's such good stuff.
I mean, I was interested, but I was like, I don't know. Did I fall asleep? What the hell happened? I only had 3 beers. I didn't get drunk. I'm confused.
But we made it to 2 hours. We're done. Let's go home.
We did. So, Adam, where can the people find you?
My channel, The Renaissance Nerd. If you haven't watched it, you go watch essentially my primer for what we talked about with the Odyssey. It's a short little video, 12 minutes. But you can come back on Sunday, the roundtable, where we're going to essentially do this again, but probably in a little bit of different order of events and get Dre's take. Jed, how do you think Dre is going to react to this movie? How do you think?
Oh, we're just going to break him. I don't know.
He went to see it
though. I don't think he did.
Oh, he was going to go see it. Remember, he said he was going to find a way to go see this.
I either see him being the kindest out of the 3 of us, or raging more than us.
He just watched. He loves that one.
I didn't finish it.
He's good. I think he is going to lose his shit on this movie. I think he's going to lose his shit.
Good.
Anyway.
Yeah, if you know the source material, it's so much worse. He loves
the Odyssey as much as you do. He's going to be pissed. I think Dre's going to be pissed. Anyway, so you guys can catch the roundtable on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go. It's going to be all things Odyssey, essentially. It's all things Odyssey. Box office discussion. Maybe a couple other things for warm-up here and there. But other than that, tomorrow night, Saturday Night Drive-In, 6 p.m. Eastern, Jen and I will be talking another normal movie, The Prestige, which is actually a decent movie. And I say this now, said it earlier, I'm going to say it again. I think Nolan was at his best when he was constrained, when he was limited, when he was not drinking his own piss-filled Kool-Aid at this point.
Yeah. Restraints breed creativity.
And also with a better cast. That was an excellent small cast in The Prestige, and everybody did a good job.
I still need to watch Prestige. I know what the twist is, but I've never
You've
seen
never
it.
seen
I've
it?
never seen it. I know what happened.
I think it's his best written film. It's not my favorite. It's up there, but
It's a
yeah, I think it's
well-structured
the
film,
best
it's well
one.
shot. There's no magnificent cinematography because it's a simple film. It's very close in and
Well, it's simple because he filmed it and got it out in a year. It's the only time he's ever done that because it only came out a year after Batman Begins.
yeah, but it
And Batman Begins is because he didn't get Troy.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew that. He was going to get Troy,
Wow.
and then Wolfgang Peterson decided not to make his Batman versus Superman movie and take Troy from Nolan. So they gave Nolan Batman Begins as a consolation prize for losing Troy.
I feel like the Odyssey is his consolation prize right now.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk Prestige. Should be a good
Sorry.
discussion. Should be a good discussion, and I'll show you I can be objective with Nolan. I can be very objective and willing to be. Other than that, we'll see what happens next week. As always, I mentioned I'm getting very close to my move, so there's going to come a point in the next couple of weeks where I know that I took most of this week off. I'll probably be doing that more and more often, just keep my head clear and not get stressed out. And I'm trying. I'm kind of reshifting my belief is I don't want to just throw videos or streams out there if they mean nothing. I'm not going to grasp at tiny little stories just to fill your time. I want to make it worth it when you guys join me. Hopefully, once I'm in the new apartment and things are reset up, maybe I'll get back to a more regular streaming schedule that I had done before. But right now, I think it's best for me to just not push it. And when you guys get some from me, if you don't see anything, it means I have nothing to say on anything. And I'm not going to try and squeeze a little story. Honestly, this will be a warm topic on Sunday. If I had not done the Odyssey review, I had a whole thing on the Netflix Gone with the Wind controversy from earlier this week. But we'll talk. That's a good little warm up on Sunday. A little good warm up there. But other than that, so all right, I guess I'm done. I need to go to sleep. I'm
There's
tired.
you.
Yeah.
I'm also exhausted. Almost said Adam. Jad.
Well, you can all find me on YouTube at The Endless Frontiers. Go check out my review of the Odyssey. It's an hour long. I go into a lot of detail about the writing, the plot, everything about it. I spend 20 minutes at the end about the historical and adaptation inaccuracies. My wife also has a segment. She's a professional cosplayer and artist. She talks about how awful the costumings are. So definitely check that out if you want to see our review of the Odyssey in extreme detail. Besides that, like Adam said, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern, Saturday Night Drive-In returns. I need to be reminded why I loved Nolan so much. I don't want to be jaded about his old filmography, because I do love those films, so I chose The Prestige to be reminded of that. Besides that, going to stream Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced when I get a chance. I think I have one, maybe two more streams left until we finish it. Thank God. I actually started playing the original in my spare time.
That is
and
weird.
It's so much more fun.
Playing the same.
It is
You're
really
playing the
weird.
Same game, different versions.
It feels so different, and the combat is so much more fun. I'm having a lot better time playing the original. But yeah, I'll finish that up whenever I get a chance. Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, Rider Flight returns. We'll see what we can talk about in the realm of science fiction and science fiction. And that's what I have coming up. So check out Endless Frontiers on
Check
YouTube.
them out, guys. And tomorrow, I'm going to try to stream, okay? I have to make a couple trips again, so there's that. God, I have to drive a fucking hour just for a UPS fucking store. God damn it. Anyways, though, yeah,
Mine's
that
right
does
down the
suck.
road.
That does suck, but I have to do it. So there's that. But anyways, for the stream tomorrow, we do have we got some Angry Joe to talk about. I finally have everything together to do the what Chrissy Mayer should have done. You know, I have all that information
Not be a dumb bitch.
gathered up. Do what Ryan Kennel did when it came to Doomcock. I have everything with that situation.
I remember that.
I have everything from that situation, and Ryan handled it perfectly. Just copy what he did, and you would have been fine. And then we probably will try to do some Power World if there's nothing else I can do, because Jared didn't stream today. Not once. Didn't no stream from Jared.
I want to play Power.
I know, Adam. I know. But anyways, guys,
I can't afford it at the moment.
it's okay. There will also, similar with Adam, there will be a day coming up here soon where there won't be a tryhards. There might be something in its stead. I haven't decided yet, but because of the Vegas trip, I'll be away from the PC. And
I won't. Yeah, I'm out that weekend. That's moving weekend.
When is
that? That is the first full week of
7-8.
August.
August 7th.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will be
And Lantern starts that
Following
weekend,
weekend.
Yeah.
isn't it?
I should be up
Yeah.
and running by then again.
I'll be reviewing Lanterns.
Oh, we'll have a little show. I got to come
Yeah.
up with a name for the show, for the panel.
Yeah. Anyways, though, guys, thank you all for
The
hanging.
retard
No,
core.
Retard core is a good one.
It's got to be clever. I've been clever every
Retard
time. I got to
core.
keep the streak going.
Anyways, though, we'll be back. Check it out. Do all that stuff. I'm going to be rating into Epic Mic. I'm starting it over on Kick right now. But in the meantime, you all have a lovely night. Have a lovely day wherever in the world that you guys might be at. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
All right, thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. I've lost gallons to you.